GPTV presents the 2003 GHSA Football Semifinals. Funding for this program is provided in part by Georgia's Electric Membership Corporations, IBEW Local 613, South Trust Bank, Kroger, your Dodge Dealers of Georgia, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and by State Farm.
Live from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, it's time for some high school football. It's the Vidalia Indians taking on the Charlton County Indians in Game 2 of 10 here on GPTV. Dave Garner, Dave Cohen with you. Glad you could join us. Dave, good to be working with you again. And over the course of the next 2 days, we're going to be highlighting lots of talent in these AA football games.
Well, we really are. Charlton County and Vidalia, two very good football teams offensively and defensively. Look for Charlton County to throw the ball all afternoon. Look for Vidalia to keep it on the ground.
Vidalia is a wing T football team. Charlton County likes to throw the football, so indeed it is going to be fun here this afternoon against some record setters as well. Let's go ahead and meet the third member of our broadcast team today. His name is also David Zelski, standing by on the sideline. What's going on?
All right, thanks a lot, guys. I went out to Marietta yesterday and actually watched both of these teams practice on the artificial turf at McEachern High School. That turf is pretty similar to what you got here, except this is going to be a little bit softer. It's got a layer of sand underneath, but the players are ready. Back to you, Dave.
All right, there you have it. It ought to be pretty easy to remember our names today. Again, David, Dave, and Dave with you here this afternoon. Set for kickoff. Again, Vidalia comes in here at 12-0-1 overall. Charlton County at 11-2. Some very good football teams in the Dome this weekend, and Tyler George set to boot it away for Vidalia, and they're going to look at the return guys for Charlton County. And we are underway in Game 2 of 10 here at the Dome this weekend. The kickoff taken by Lemuel Walker, 31 all the way up to the 35, and pretty good field position for that wide-open offensive attack.
Well, nice way for them to open up offensively. They're going to spot that ball just outside the 30, 35-yard line. So very good field position to get things started. That certainly will help boost the confidence early in the early goings of this football game.
Jeremy Privet, right there, number 8. There you're going to look at his numbers this year, and they are record-setting. Over 3,300 yards passing. That's a Georgia State record. First down at 10. Trips near side. Receiver up top. That's Justin Williams, number 4. And again, out of the shotgun, Privet about 6-7 yards deep. Looking to throw on first down. Quick hitter. That's Harry Martin, number 15. Makes a move, 45. And finally taken down at the 46. And good defensive play there by Josh Sasser, the quarterback, also playing a little bit of safety today.
Well, one thing to catch the football, Dave, under a pressure situation. It's another thing to go turn and go upfield. So nice move there after the catch.
They're going to look at the offensive lineup again. Morgan, Stafford are the tackles there. Mack and Val King are the guards, and Allen is the center. And then Harper is the running back, along with Williams, the wide receiver, Bridges, Martin, and Brooks, the tight end. First down at 10. Gain of 10 yards on that last play. Trips far side this time. Looking for a little quick hitter on the flat. He's got Brooks, the tight end, breaks the tackle, 45-40, and all the way down to the 38 goes Brooks, the big tight end. Patrick Jordan, the safety, had to push him out. Defensively for Vidalia, they're going to look at the line. Wilkes, Franklin, McClendon's the big guy, number 98. We'll talk about him along with Nick Mobley. The front four there for the Indians. Gibson, Beatty, and Harrell are the linebackers. And in the secondary, you've got Williams, Gaddy, Jordan, and Ledford. Again, Ledford, a big play guy back there for Vidalia. First and 10, once again, 2 plays, 2 first downs. Oh, a drop ball that time by Tristan Bridges, the main target for Privet. And it's going to be second and 10.
Looked like he started to run with the football before he actually had the ball in his hands. A little bit of drop in not communication, but concentration that time, and difficult on that drop ball.
Tristan Bridges had 12 receptions for nearly 200 yards in the quarterfinals against Wesleyan. So second down at 10, ball at the Vidalia 38. Once again, Trips, 4 receivers, Privet out of the gun. Want to throw, being pressured, Vidalia. Big rush, he'll go down back at the 47. And there he is right there, Eric McClendon. He might be the #1 prospect in the state of Georgia.
6'6", 290, and right as you said, along with Travis Beatty, they've got some outstanding defensive players, and he gave good pursuit that time to a very mobile quarterback, was able to catch him and bring him down for a loss.
McClendon, wearing number 78 a good bit of the year, has gone over to number 98. They line him up at tight end a little bit, but defensively 63 tackles, 3 fumble recoveries. He's a big play guy. He's got a choice of schools ahead of him. 3rd down and long right here, going to be 3rd down and 19. Once again, empty backfield. Privet looking to throw, has a man at the 44. That's Martin once again on the reception, but going to be well shy of that 1st down. And a good defensive play once again by Jordan, the safety who came up.
Well, you said it early, Dave, empty in the backfield. You're going to be calling that quite a bit this afternoon. This is not a team that looks to run the football. They are out to throw it and air it out, and that's what they've done so far on this first offensive possession.
4th down and 12. Of course, Charlton County, 1999 state champions, and it was really that year that Coach Rich McWhorter found this passing game behind Bama Adams, who was under center at that time. Privet, young man, comes along and breaks the state record, and now Privet back in punt formation. He also handles the kicking duties. Ball at the 41. High kick, good kick. Going to be taken right at the 10-yard line. That's Chris Ledford, number 32, had 2 punt returns for touchdowns against Americus in round 2. And the Vidalia offense will take over after holding on the opening defensive possession. Now we're going to see a change of pace here a little bit, Dave. A wing T offense. They don't throw the football that much. In fact, Coach Fritz saying they may not throw the football at all if they don't have to.
No, it's going to be handed off to the backs. They're going to grind it out on the turf here inside the Georgia Dome. Some ball control, and we'll see what they can do. It's going to be very important, too, for that offensive line to open up some holes if you're going to run it as much as they say they're going to run it here this afternoon.
Josh Sasser, the quarterback for Vidalia. Travis Beatty, number 40, the big play guy on both sides of the ball. And a big hit right off the bat. Ball loose on the ground, picked up and taken back to the 5. And a big play right there for the Charlton County Indians, the first big play of the afternoon. Maurice Doles with the recovery. Looked like they were trying to get it to Roundtree, the big fullback, and Charlton County just jumped the play.
Well, number 5, Justin Mincy, too, came in with that forearm and kind of interrupted the handoff from quarterback to fullback that time, and he's the one responsible for the fumble. Big play on defense there for Charlton County.
So Charlton in business once again out of the shotgun. 5 receivers, ball at the 6. Privet looking to throw, has a man short in the flat. And it's complete right there, but not a lot of yardage on the play. May have lost a few yards. David Hart, number 14 for Vidalia, coming up to make the stop. That was number 21, Adrian Harper, out of the backfield on the reception. Both teams averaging right around 36 points a ball game, but they both get it done a little bit differently on offense in the way they go about it. 2nd and goal, ball right at the 10, loss of 4 yards on that last completion. Privet looking to throw once again. Pass time now being pressured, gets away from one man, looking end zone, and it's going to be caught for the touchdown. Number 2, Tristan Bridges, the number 1 target for Privet, and it didn't take long for him to get his first points of the ball game.
Not at all. They take advantage of the turnover, and Privet goes to his favorite receiver, Bridges, who had 2 touchdown receptions last week in the win over Westland.
Official taking a pretty good shot there in the back of the end zone as well. Wow, there you get a look at Bridges on the sideline, though. 48 receptions, 886 yards. We'll take another look at it.
A little bit of pressure right there from Vidalia, able to get away and finds his receiver right in between 2 white jerseys, and they unfortunately took out one of the officials after the catch, but again, we've seen them hook up quite a bit, Privet and Bridges, and they get things going here for Charlton County here early in the first quarter.
Bridges on the sideline, fired up, 18.5 yards a catch for Tristan Bridges in 2003. He's right around 2,000 yards for his career. And just an unbelievable season this year and career for Tristan Bridges, number 2. Going to be calling his name a lot today as well. Still looking things over on that official there in the back of the end zone, waiting for this extra point attempt here. There you get a look at our officials today. Gary Lee is our referee. The umpire is Ricky Smith. Andy Dawson, the linesman. Line judge is Doug Werov. The back judge is Larry Sorrells. And the field judge today is Jeffrey Jones. Doctor taking a look at him down there. And I think he's cleared. Tell you what, those guys, I wouldn't be a referee. I wouldn't be a referee at all.
No, you got to be right there to be able to make the call, and he had great position and just kind of, he couldn't get out of the area
right.
He needed to get out of.
He hung in there. So here we go. Charlton County trying to tack on the extra point here. Prevett again handling the kicking duties. The punter, kicker, great athlete, three-sport athlete, plays basketball and baseball as well. And a whistle. A little bit of movement there. And it looks like the Charlton County offense is going to come back on the field, or maybe thinking two. And Gary Lee, our referee, with the call.
Dead ball foul, encroachment on the defense, half the distance to the goal.
So that changes the complexion of this play right here. And for the first time today, Charlton County will actually have a running back in the backfield here. They'll line up in a short I formation with Harry Martin wide near side all by himself. And to give Walker, and he is in there. Late signal, but he got in there, and Coach Rich McWhorter likes what he sees here in the opening.
Well, Lemuel Walker with the 1-yard touchdown run. There you see Rich McWhorter, the head coach. 14th year at Charlton County, 143 wins against just 38 losses. Great winning percentage there, 79%. The funny thing about that, Dave, he lost 12 starters off the team last year, really didn't have as high expectations. Here's another look at the touchdown. Avoids the one guy coming up to apply the pressure. Beautiful pass, split the two defensive guys there, and there was Bridges. And here's the 2-point conversion, handed off to Walker, and Walker gets in for the 2 points.
Walker, and there you get a look at the scoring drive for Charlton County. A quick one, 2 plays, covering 6 yards, 44 seconds. Of course, set up by that turnover by Vidalia on offense. When you talk about tradition, these two schools have plenty of it. Since 1970, Charlton County, 17 region championships, 2 state runner-up finishes, and of course the 99 state championship. Played down there in the swamp in the Okefenokee, and they had a long trip up here today as well. Chris Ledford back deep for Vidalia. He's very dangerous. Charlton County will kick it short. It will come down at the 20, and there is Roundtree, the big fullback on special teams, who takes it up across the 30. Check that. That was number 40, Travis Beatty, another big fullback.
There you see the catch there, Beatty, and gets a nice block there as he's got a little bit of room going up the sideline. Then finally, too many black jerseys there. Finally run him out of bounds. 245 pounds. That's a tough guy to bring down.
He's a load, that's for sure. So Vidalia will go back to work on offense. And they're going to look at the offensive lineman there against Shivers, the center, flanked by McFarland and Reynolds, Wilkes, and Harrison at the tackles. Dixon, Hart are the running backs. Roundtree is the fullback, Turner's the wideout. And again, Josh Sasser, the quarterback for the Indians of Vidalia. Wing T offense, man in motion. And on first down, the wingback, he's got some room. Bobby Williams, midfield, 45-40, all the way down to the 35 goes Bobby Williams, and a big play for Vidalia. Devon Whitley had to force him out.
They went very key, too, for Whitley to have that speed. Otherwise, Williams would have been all the way down to the end zone. Whitley with good pursuit there. As Williams starts to get excited, he sees nothing but green space in front of him, and he's brought down just outside the 35-yard line.
32-yard run for Bobby Williams. And Vidalia has something going on here again, trailing by 8:26 to go in this opening quarter here at the Georgia Dome. Dave Garner, Dave Cohen with you. First down at 10 at the Charlton 36. Once again, the wing T. Hart in motion. Give is straight ahead. The big fullback put the ball on the carpet there momentarily, but I believe he was down. Here you're going to look at the Charlton County defense again across the front. Milton, Nobles, Mitzi, and Nettles. Big up front. Linebacker Sims, Whitley, and Fred Zhao. And in the secondary, Boatwright and Hamilton are the corners with Hamilton, Jeffrey Hamilton, and Martin at the safeties. Jeffrey Hamilton, of course, also a school record 9 interceptions this year for Charlton.
Had a couple against Wesleyan last week in their win.
Second down at 6. for Vidalia. 4-5 in the box for Charlton. The give straight ahead. That's Beatty, who will punch it down to about the 27. So it will bring up third down and about a yard or two here. Good stop by Nettles and Whitley. Big play right here for Charlton defense. And it looks like we've got a timeout on the field.
Timeout, Charlton County.
So Charlton County wants to talk things over a little bit defensively here, trying to catch their breath. Vidalia right on back. Been pretty quick first quarter, very fast pace here in the opening quarter. Both teams really moving the football.
Well, certainly, too, the turnover to Charlton County's advantage. They take advantage of it, and that's how they've jumped out to the early 8-0 lead.
Well, mark your calendar for Friday night, January the 30th, for the return of Georgia's longest-running high school sports and academics program, Prep Sports Plus. You'll meet some of Georgia's most successful student-athletes, athletic programs, and much more. Again, Prep Sports Plus returning on Friday, January 30th at 11 p.m. exclusively on GPTV. Jim Giannacchio does an excellent job hosting that program. We'll see Jim a little bit later on today. He'll have the play-by-play for you in the AAA contest. Of course, that first game, how'd you like that, Dave? 28-24, it was 22-0 Lincoln County. Of course, Trine came storming back with 24 unanswered before Lincoln County put together about a 3-play, 68-yard drive there at the end of the game.
Really a game that is a tale of two halves.
Third down in the yard right here after the Charlton timeout, and the give is to the fullback. Beatty punches it ahead inside the 25. He'll have the first. And when you need a yard or two in that wing T offense, you don't hesitate to hand it to a 245-pound fullback.
Not at all. And the guys in the black jerseys down there along that Charlton County defensive line, they're going to see that coming at them quite a bit. Josh Sasser, 56 of 92, almost 1,000 yards this year, 978. Only picked off twice, threw for 6 touchdowns.
Very effective running that option, running that wing T attack. And this time a little fake right there and a give, but Charlton County not fooled. Number 5 with a big hit right there. That's Justin Mincy. 6'5", 235-pound junior was all over that one.
And as Mincy made some big plays today, go back to the turnover. Who caused that fumble?
Right.
Number 5, Justin Mincy. And here he comes making a big tackle right there. He saw that whole play developing, just jumped right in and made a big-time tackle for a loss.
David Hart, the ball carrier. 13-yard touchdown versus Irwin County in round 1. Doesn't get quite as many touches as those fullbacks do. And, of course, Bobby Williams, that wingback, with that 32-yard run a while ago. So a loss of about 6. Second down and about 17 right here. Ball all the way out past the 30. Hart in motion, and the give is to Hart around that right side, but again, Charlton strings it out nicely. Number 35, Maurice Sims, one of the first guys there on defense.
Dave Vidalia with a lot of confidence in their running game. They know they've got to pick up 17 yards, and they keep it on the ground. There you see Sims with a big tackle that time.
74.5 tackles on the year, 3.5 sacks, and an interception. So third down and 18, loss of 1 on that last play, and now Sasser will work out of the shotgun with trips left. He's got time, looking, throwing deep down the field, has a man at the goal line, touchdown! Number 16, Damian Turner with the touchdown. 17 receptions on the season, not a lot coming in, but makes a big play right there. You got to step behind the secondary.
And who'd have thought, Dave, that would be calling a touchdown through the air for Vidalia in the first quarter?
Unbelievable.
Nice, beautiful reception to break away from the cornerback there. The ball just laid perfectly up there for him to just reach out and make the catch. And who did he beat on that play but Tristan Bridges, the guy that had the touchdown on the other end for Charlton County.
Looks like a timeout going to be called by Vidalia.
Vidalia, their first timeout.
They're thinking 2-point play here to tie things up. Perfectly thrown ball, too, by Sasser. You know, we thought we were going to talk about Privet all day long, and we may, but Sasser, indeed, not going to be overshadowed here this afternoon.
Oh, no, Vidalia's not going to run the ball at all this afternoon, are they?
Oh, boy. Vidalia, of course, out of Region 3. Sid Fritz in his 4th season as head coach. go ahead and take another look at that touchdown. Again, another perfectly thrown pass here and catch.
Well, you know, one thing about Sasser, too, is he lays this again perfectly in the outstretched arms of his receiver. It's not like we know they run the ball quite a bit, but he was 56 of 90. He almost threw for 1,000 yards this year. So they've shown that they can, put points on the board through the air. It's not totally just 100% running.
20 yards in the air. Vidalia coming into this game, really the focus I felt was on their defense. 5 shutouts this year. Their offense moving the football right there, really answering the challenge after that early turnover that Charlton capitalized on. So 5:28 here in the first, and Vidalia trying to tie this thing up. They'll go back to the wing tee here. Man in motion. Give misdirection. That's Hart trying to drive to the goal line. He won't get there, though. Good play defensively. And once again, Jordan, the safety, coming on up in there a little bit. Hamilton, those guys really combining for the stop there, along with Whitley.
Yeah, Whitley with nice anticipation that time. Came across from the middle. Nice hit from the side to bring that run to a quick end and keep him out of the end zone.
So it's a 2-point lead for Charlton. They'll maintain it. Vidalia, though, right back in this thing and really answering the bell, as we said. And, of course, Vidalia offensively, talking about their running game. They've got 3 straight region championships. So it was just a matter of time before they got to this point. The Dome was just out of reach so many years, but not this year. Of course, they beat GAC with a 2014 double overtime thriller in the quarterfinals to get to this point.
We talked about Travis Beatty. He scored both touchdowns for them in that ball game.
Right.
Of course, they were both short runs, but that's the guy they go to when they need to put some points on the board and they're close.
Yep. They've had some close games. Americus in the second round there, a lot of folks felt that was really a toss-up. Americus is a team that's been here before. 26-20 the score in that ball game there. So Vidalia, a lot of character wins along the way. They've played in some close ball games. They've been able to put them away. So Tyler George now set to kick off for Vidalia. It's a little bit of a pooch kick there, going to be handled at the 20. And 35-40, some good room there for Walker, the freshman running back. Still on his feet, still going, and finally driven backward at the 40. Got lost in a little bit of a pile there, and I think his teammates even lost track of where he was at there for a minute.
Well, we could say he did a good job following his blockers, and he did to a certain point, but sooner or later he kind of ran into the eye of the hurricane and did well with it.
Vidalia scoring drive, 7 plays, 68 yards, a little over 3 minutes off the clock there, and again the 32-yard touchdown reception by Bobby Williams. So the Indians of Charlton back on a battle of tomahawks here today. They both got those same emblems on the helmets there. Once again, 4 receivers. Privet going back to work. Being pressured, steps up. He'll go down behind the line. Big defensive play right there.
He works out of the shotgun. He had plenty of room. Good pursuit defense there by Vidalia. And they get him from behind. A little bit of a loss there for Charlton County. And he just, good pressure, too, on the receivers. They went 4 wide, just nobody opened, and forced him to kind of try to take it himself up the left-hand side.
Loss of 2 on the play. Second and about 12. And that time looking for Martin deep in the flat at midfield, but didn't quite come all the way across there, and it's incomplete.
Tell you what, he's fortunate too, because number 16, Justin Cruz, was right there. Had he been 1 or 2 steps over to his right, he would have had an interception.
Privet, of course, 44 touchdowns, 89 career touchdowns, over 7,000 career passing yards. That's just remarkable. All schools passing records basically at Charlton County. This guy has really come up, and second, I believe, all time is Bama Adams, and I believe he's only got right around a couple thousand. So 3rd down and 12. 5 receivers across the middle. Oh, nearly an unbelievable catch by Martin, but unable to haul that thing in. A flag is down, though, at midfield.
It looked like he got tripped up. A little bit of contact there with the defensive player. Caused him to go down just a split second early before he would have caught that football.
Check that penalty flag.
Defensive pass interference. Automatic first down.
Like Martin might have gotten shoved from the back there, running that crossing route there. You're going to look at Sid Fritz, the head coach at Vidalia, 46-1 in 4 years. That's quite a winning percentage. Eric McClendon looked like may have come across for Vidalia a little too quick.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment on the defense. Still first down.
So Charlton taking advantage of some Vidalia penalty flags here. And you can look at some of the fans that have come out here today. Both teams have brought some pretty good crowds, and that's impressive because they've both had some pretty long drives, particularly Charlton County in the southeast corner of the state. Trips left, Twins right. Privet looking, he's got a man. That's Justin Williams, number 4. With his first reception of the afternoon, Patrick Jordan making the stop on defense. Justin, of course, the first cousin of Boston champ Bailey.
Again, plenty of time to throw. One of those 4 or 5 receivers that they send out there each time, and Williams was wide open. Plenty of time to catch the ball and turn upfield.
We're going to look at the play selection so far. Vidalia 6 rushes to just 1 pass, but it was a touchdown. Charlton County 2 and 8. And it's kind of about what we thought coming into this one so far. Williams showing a little bit of motion there. Privet looking, throwing, has a man. Brooks in the big tight end at the 20 and will punch it inside the 20. And that's his second grab of the ball game.
Nice big target, 6'3", 180. Coming across the middle, or almost to the middle, to catch that ball from Privet. A lot of defensive backs out there, guys in white, trying to slow this offense down, and they were not successful that time.
Damian Turner may have saved a touchdown on defense right there. He was the man that finally brought Brooks down, but not before a Charlton first down. Ball at the 19. Once again, Privet out of the shotgun. Looking, firing towards the 5. He's got a man, that's Bridges, and is run out of bounds at the 7, but Tristan Bridges with another big catch. Bobby Williams playing some defense right there, pushing him out.
Well, Privet helps himself. A little bit of a pump fake there to the left. Then he goes to the opposite side. Bridges wide open to make the catch. Again, that's his favorite receiver. And he gets run out of bounds, but they are knocking on the door once again here at the Georgia Dome.
So first down and goal right here. As you go look at Bridges, split wide left this time. Running a little bit of a wheel route. Oh, a little bit of pressure right there. Privet gets out of it, looking back the other way. It's caught at the 5. Breaks a tackle. Justin Williams, touchdown. Williams with a reception earlier on this drive. Made a short catch, but yards after the catch broke a tackle and took it on in there.
So awfully difficult with that many guys going out as receivers. And that time he really did something with the football after he caught it, avoiding and breaking that tackle. There you see again, plenty of time to throw, surveys the field, avoids a tackler, and then says, I'm going to head over to the other side. Finds a wide open black jersey who makes the catch, and then right into the end zone. Nice catch there by Justin Williams for Charlton County.
Good tough running. Now Privet trying to add the PAT, and another flag comes flying in here now. Once again, Gary Lee, our official, man in a white hat this afternoon.
Dead ball foul. Improper equipment on the defense.
Well, you don't hear that a lot.
They're keeping him busy here in this first quarter, aren't they?
A lot of laundry on the field here in this opening quarter. 3:30 to play. Again, 14-6. And with that penalty, the Indians of Charlton may go for 2 here once again. Offense staying on the field. Again, Walker, the freshman tailback. Privet looking, firing, flat, and he's got it. 2-point play to Harry Martin. So the Charlton County offense is rolling right along here in this opening quarter. They lead at 16-6.
Well, in Vidalia, they're sitting back there. Here's another look at the touchdown. Again, he's looking left, avoids one oncoming tackler, then heads over to other side of the field, finds Williams, who makes a nice catch, breaks that one tackle, stays on his feet, and finds the end zone. And then, as far as the extra point, you know, prior to that, Walker had that previous 2-point conversion, so they use him as kind of a decoy. Once again, Privet rolls out, finds a wide open receiver in Harry Martin.
Martin with a big season, over 700 yards receiving, 14.2 yards a catch is what he's averaging. And when you look at these receivers, 14.2. Justin Williams averaging over 18. Tristan Bridges averaging over 18. Some big play receivers, and you can look at the scoring drive helped out by those guys. 6 plays, 58 yards, and right at 2 minutes. And again, Williams, the 7-yard touchdown reception.
And Dave, you know, Charlton County put 44 points up on the board last week. You and I kind of figured we were going to see some points on the scoreboard here this afternoon.
Exactly. Privet set to kick off. Chris Ledford back deep, but another high short kick. It'll be taken at the 22. Trying to bring it to the middle of the field. That's David Hart, who's got it across the 35 and all the way up to the 40. So the wing back on offense as the up back on special teams. And Vidalia, I tell you what, we talk a lot about offense, we talk a lot about defense, but Vidalia has some very good special teams. They've run back 3 punts in the playoffs, 2 against Americus by Chris Ledford. Also ran back another one, too, in the quarterfinals. So they can get it done. So first down at 10, Vidalia's offense will go back to work. Total yards, 27 for Vidalia, 71 for Charlton County here in the opening quarter. And the give is straightforward. The big fullback right across the 40, maybe a yard, but that's about it. Raphael Roundtree in there on that one.
Well, again, they try to run that straight up the middle. Tried to follow his blocker. Just too many black jerseys in pursuit there. There was just no open hole, nowhere for him to go.
We talk about Travis Beatty being 245. Raphael Roundtree is right around 250. He's just a sophomore, typically the starter. Beatty playing both ways. They like to give him a breather, but they got 2 very good fullbacks, 2 very big fullbacks they can go to. And now whistles once again.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment on the defense. 5 yards.
Gary Lee, the
remains second down.
Busiest man in show business today.
Well, Charlton County took advantage of those 2 back-to-back penalties they had on that last drive. We'll see if it does anything to get this drive moving for Vidalia.
So after the penalty, going to be second down and 4. Nearing the 2-minute mark here in the opening quarter. And another give back to the fullback is stood up and hit right at the line, maybe a yard or 2. Good second effort there by Roundtree, but Mari Sims, number 35, met him right in the hole.
These guys are more pounding backs. Doesn't seem like it's, a lot of speed. They're just going to pound it into the defensive line. A nice tackle that time there by Charlton County.
Vidalia's game plan coming in today, ball control, typically with the wing tee. That's what you do. At third down conversions, you like to hang on to the football. Both teams 1 of 2 right now. Big third down play right here. Third down and 3. Sasser looking to throw, has a man in the flat, complete and pushed out of bounds. And Damian Turner, number 16, with another reception right there. He'll have the first. Turner with that big touchdown grab a while ago.
Looks right over to the side of the field. Nice catch. Got shoved out of bounds, so they pick up the first down, keep the chains moving. They seem very content to run the ball until they absolutely have to pass it.
And when they did throw it, they scored off of it, 32 yards. So very effective on the ground and in the air. Hart in motion. Once again, little misdirection play there by Delia. Hit and dropped in the backfield, and a big play right there by that Charlton County defense. Maurice Doles, number 13, there to clean them up, and a big loss.
Well, again, good pursuit and good eye contact there by the guys in black. They could see this thing coming apart, and they got in there, and it was number 13 that was making one of those big tackles, Maurice Doles, the linebacker.
We talked about offense, both teams averaging 36 points, but defensively, Charlton County only giving up 14 points a game. Vidalia even better. They're only giving up a modest 7 points. So really, we could see 2 very good defenses here today as well, even though they're somewhat overshadowed by that offense sometime. Second down, long. Sasser looking to throw, being pressured momentarily, and no one there, had to get rid of it. The blitz was coming on there, and a flag down at the 41. May have defensive holding here. A pass interference there, so that'll be a first down. Coach Rich McWhorter looking on there, didn't like that call.
Go ahead, you man that. Pass interference on the defense. 15 yards, automatic first down.
Talk about Coach McWhorter and the job he's done since he's been at Charlton County. 14 years as head coach, a product of Eastern Illinois. To look at Josh Sasser, who's been very effective here in this opening quarter. 1:06 left here. Ball at the 37. Wing tee off it. Sasser again looking to throw. Has a man over the middle, just beyond the outstretched fingertips of David Hart out of the backfield. It'll be third down.
And you'll see here after the catch, Sasser rolling out just a little bit, turns, finds his receiver, just threw it a little bit too high, but just high enough that it wasn't going to get intercepted by one of those guys in the backfield. And as he turns around, he motions to his quarterback, bring it down a little bit.
You get a look at Sasser's numbers so far. 2 of 3, 38 yards and that touchdown. And a while ago, Jeffrey Hamilton, number 38, that free safety, he was smelling his 10th interception of the season. Didn't quite bring it down there, though. Second down and 10. Hart in motion. Sasser looking to throw once again. The pressure is on, gets rid of it, throws down, and going to be incomplete around the 16.
3 black jerseys in pursuit of Sasser that time. Of course, one of them, again, their number 5, Justin Mincy, kind of has to throw the football off balance and just not able to get it down low enough to where his receiver could make the catch.
Randy Gaddy, the intended target, number 31 for Vidalia. So third down and 10 right here, and we look at those third down conversions again. Vidalia 2 of 3. Going to be a little bit tougher this time, though. Out of the shotgun this time. Sasser dropping back, trying to set up a little screen there. They've got Beatty, 35, 30, and all the way down to the 25 goes Beatty. Mari Sims had to bring him down, and that should be good enough for a first down. Going to be a gain of 12 yards.
And we'll see, too, good pressure there by Charlton County. Sasser gets rid of it just in time. Beatty the catch. And watch, he kind of gets, when he gets tackled in a forward motion, which certainly helps them out as they pick up that first down.
Well, I tell you what, man, I would not want to have to bring that guy down right there.
A lot of momentum when they're tackling that guy from behind.
Wow. You know, we talk about Beatty, and he's certainly the big play guy on both sides of the ball, but Raphael Roundtree's as big as he is. Both good 1-2 combination.
Big, powerful legs, especially when they are in the process of running.
First down, 6-5 in favor of Charlton. And this time Roundtree with the give will pick up a couple. Fred Zhao, the linebacker, coming up there to make the stop.
Catches, gets a few nice strides as he goes into the defensive line. Able to pick up 1.
Talk about efficiency. In round 1 against Irwin County, Vidalia didn't even have to punt the football. They haven't really had to punt the football much this year anyway. They've certainly done a good job here in the early going. But Charlton County up by 10, 16-6. That's it for quarter number 1. We'll take a timeout and be right back to the Georgia Dome. You're watching state semifinals on GPTV. Charlton County up by 10 as we get set to open up quarter number 2. Let's go downstairs to David Zelski, who's standing by. Dave, what's up?
Well, I asked Coach McWhorter about his team being one-dimensional and how he's going to hide that. He said, well, we pretty much are one-dimensional. They didn't run it until the third quarter in their last game, so guess if it isn't broke, then don't fix it. Back to you.
Heard that. Here's 2nd down and 9. Vidalia with the football and driving. Ball just inside the 25. And the give is to the wingback trying to turn the corner. Has a couple yards there, still driving. And a good job by Bobby Williams, number 15 on the carry right there, and really made something out of nothing.
Really did a nice job running the football that time. Of course, it was east-west, but was able to pick up just a couple that time. And good job getting away from the tacklers. Of course, it was Sims who came over that had to finish that one off, number 35. Maurice Sims, who ended up finishing it off.
Gain of about 4 on the play there. 3rd down and 5, and we talked about those 3rd down conversions. Here's another big one right here for Vidalia. This time they give it to the fullback, breaks one tackle, but won't break another. And he will go down. That's Roundtree on the carry, number 36, the big sophomore, but stood up nicely by the Charlton defense.
Awfully tough on this particular 3rd down conversion to pick up any sort of yardage. A lot of black jerseys there to close out those holes, and just nowhere for him to go.
Tyler George lining up for a field goal as you get a look at those Charlton noisemakers. Charlton County, of course, making the trip up from Folkston, Georgia. 38-yard field goal attempt right here, and it's low and it's blocked. And I don't know if Charlton got a hand on that as much as he just didn't get under it enough. He hit that ball right into the line there, so no good on the field goal attempt. The score remains the same, and Charlton will take over on offense.
Looked like it was more of a line drive kick, not a lot of height to it. Good job getting up there. Actually, I couldn't tell it was a black jersey that blocked it. He may have kicked it right into one of his own guys.
Yep, may have, yep, that's what it looked like. So the Indians of Charlton County will go back to work here, up by 10:37 to go in the half. Again, Dave Garner, Dave Cohen with you right here on GPTV. Once again, Privet out of the shotgun, looking, now being pressured, steps up, gets rid of it, and it goes out of bounds up around the 30, looking for Bridges. But just didn't have him open. Good coverage by Vidalia downfield.
Imagine that. He was looking for number 2, Tristan Bridges.
They're going to look at Privet's numbers so far, 9 of 12, 82 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Everything we expected to see out of Charlton County, we have seen so far in this football game.
They're going to look at the main target all season long for Charlton County, but they do have other athletes on that field. This time Bridges in the slot. Privet once again steps up, can't find anybody, and is hit hard right across the 20. Gain of a yard or so, that's about it, but it will bring up 3rd down and long. Josh Harrell, Nick Mobley combining for the hit right there.
Got some room to run. He can't find one of his 5 receivers open long enough, so he decides to take it himself right up the middle, gets sandwiched by 2 Vidalia defenders.
And that's the problem. If you're Charlton County, you don't have enough footballs to go around. You could throw 3 or 4 footballs out there and still be 3 or 4 short.
Concentration factor, too, really important for Vidalia with that many guys going wide out here. You got 4 to the left.
4 receivers, 3rd down conversions. You get a look at it. 3rd and 9 right here. Harry Martin with the catch up around the 28. And he's going to be about a yard or 2 shy of that 1st down, so it will be 4th and short.
Martin, good job getting open. Again, Privet with plenty of options. Finds him right there just outside the 30-yard line.
Travis Beatty on defense. And now it looks like the punt team will come on the field here. Again, Privet handling the punting duties. Ledford back deep for Vidalia. We'll look at Privet. And Ledford right around his own 41. Privet with a nice punt. A little bit of a line drive, returnable. Ledford tripped up at the 40, and a good play by Martin on special teams. And tell you what, Ledford was thinking he was going to the house on that one.
Well, it was almost a little bit of a line drive kick, so when he caught it, he had already started running, had a good bit of momentum, and Martin came down and quickly put an end to that. So Vidalia's offense will take back over. Tonight's game can also be viewed live
on the GPTV internet site at www.gpb.org. Just follow the links to connect to the game. All of the games from the Dome this weekend will be archived and available on the GPB website as well. Again, www.gpb.org. First down at 10. Vidalia back on offense at their own 41. A deep out that time. They were looking for Turner, but covered up nicely by Martin.
Interesting too, Dave, that they threw on first down that time. They've been really grinding it out, as you've said, with the wing T. That time they go to the air on first down.
Total yards for both teams. You get a look at it. Vidalia, of course, 28 rushes, 78 yards total. Charlton County looking at that passing game, 90 yards, but minus 11 rushing. They've got to establish some kind of a running game, though. Vidalia coming into this game defensively, trying to figure out how many DBs they could get on the field to cover up those receivers, but this is their best defense right here, their offense. Second down and 10. Trying to turn the corner again. That's Hart, number 14, taken down across the 45, and a late flag comes flying in back at the 43. So this one's coming back right here. This will back Vidalia up some.
Here we get another look. Takes the handoff, heads over to the right side of the field. Followed his blocker right up until the last minute. A lot of black jerseys came over and ended that run quickly.
They're going to call maybe Reynolds 53 there. May have got a little too much jersey, a little handful of jersey.
On the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, still second down.
A big play right there, another big penalty here in this first half. We'll take the ball all the way back to the 33. So second down and 20. 8:49 left in the half. Dave Garner, Dave Cohen with you. David Zelski on the sidelines. And this time Sasser rolling left, looking to throw downfield, and it's knocked away and nearly intercepted by Jeffrey Hamilton, the all-time Charlton County single-season interception leader.
Again, rolling out, but if you look upfield, there was only one white jersey there, and he was well covered throwing into double or triple coverage. He's lucky that the ball wasn't intercepted that time and kind of threw off balance as it was.
Looking for Josh Harrell, the tight end there, but Hamilton made a nice play to break on that football. Charlton County's had a strong secondary all year with Bodewright and Rasheed Hamilton at the corners. Perry Martin also back there as a safety. He's also made some big plays today. So third and 20. Sasser out of the shotgun. Looking deep, pump fakes, now being pressured, he'll go down. Number 22, Norris Milton with the pressure. And a big, big play defensively right there.
Really bringing this drive to an end, and good pursuit there that time, and he was already on the ground, reached out, was able to get just enough to the ankle of Sasser to bring him down, and it's now 4th and 26.
So Vidalia will have to punt the football away. Travis Beatty, the big fullback, handling the punting duties. How do you like that? Harry Martin, the deep man for Charlton. A low line drive that will be taken by Martin at the 37. Slips, loses his footing right at the 39. And Charlton will sit back up shop right there. Again, Charlton County entering today's game with 9 consecutive victories. So far here this afternoon in the single A game, we saw a very good one with Lincoln County and Tryon. Lincoln County, of course, raced out to a 22-0 halftime lead. Tryon with a heck of a run, 24 unanswered, but Lincoln County with a late touchdown at 28-24, the final in that ball game. Travis Clark hitting Stephen Brown for the winning touchdown, and a big play right there and a fumble. And they're going to say an incomplete pass right there. Tristan Bridges trying to hang on to that thing there, but couldn't do it. And they're going to look at Coach Fritz on the sideline wanting that turnover.
And for a split second, I thought Bridges had made the catch, and then the white jerseys got excited. Coach Fritz as well along the Vidalia sideline thought they had the football.
So second down and 10 right here. receivers once again near side. 5 wideouts altogether. Privet throwing deep past Tristan Bridges, 46, and out of bounds. Bobby Williams with the coverage, but Bridges once again another big catch.
Yeah, nice job getting open. He's the lone receiver to the right side of the field. Kind of runs a mini curl, runs out almost to the 50, then turns back just in time, makes the catch, and is able to get out of bounds.
So first down and 10 for Charlton County on the move once again. Taking a look at that play selection there again. Vidalia 13 rushes against 7 passes. They've thrown the football though a good bit today, a lot more than we thought they would. Charlton County again 15 throws on the afternoon. First down and 10, ball at the Vidalia 46, and Bridges another catch, a short catch though, and a good job defensively that time by Bobby Williams, who came up from that corner. It's only about a yard gain or so is about all.
Well, again, working out of the shotgun, plenty of time. Bridges gets open over on the left side. Williams right there. Nice anticipation. Saw that pass coming. Saw Bridges as open as he was and came in and made a nice tackle.
Yeah, good open field tackle as well. Nice job of wrapping up there. So second down and 9. Ball right at the 45. Trips right, twins left, being pressured. Privet, he will go down. Big play there by number 90, Jordan Wilkes. 6 foot, 190-pound junior with a big sack.
Right down to the offensive line for Charlton County. Again, he works out of that shotgun, so he's got plenty of time. That time, just could not avoid that oncoming tackler that time, Jordan Wilkes, and Wilkes is able to get in there and get himself a sack.
So third down and long right here. Both defenses stepping up here in this second quarter. 6:20 to go in the first half. Third and 20. 3-man rush by Vidalia. Time throwing long, has a man down there, and it's knocked away defensively, and a great play by Josh Sasser, the quarterback, in there on safety. Got a paw on that one, knocked it away. Great play.
That's kind of cool. Quarterback throwing against quarterback that time. Sasser getting up, and really a lot on that ball there by Jeremy Privet. And there it is. It's hanging in the air. Sasser, of course, step for step with the receiver, jumps at the last second, is able to get that outstretched arm up there and knock that ball away.
Patrick Jordan also back there in coverage. They were looking to Justin Williams, the intended target there. So Privet set to boot it away. Stands at his own 31. Chris Ledford back deep for Vidalia, just inside the 25 here. Good high deep punt right here. Ledford muffs the football. It's on the ground. He'll fall back on it at the 12.5. And near disaster right there. Ledford able to get back on that thing.
Well, he had a black jersey coming right in on him. It was that time number 4, Justin Williams. So he lost his concentration for a split second, muffed the football, but then regains concentration just in time to go ahead and dive on top of it. And Vidalia maintains possession.
Get a look at the Indian fans that have made the trip up from Vidalia. Again, 1969 Class B state champions. Vidalia, that was their last state championship. There's Charlton County winning one back in '99. So the wing tee off, it's back out there for Vidalia. Sasser again looking to throw. Throwing down the field deep, and no one there. Sasser was hit right as he released that ball. Good pressure that time by Charlton on defense. Got a really nice push.
I believe it was number 11, Dustin Nobles, that got through and got that pressure on Sasser and really got him across the arm just as the ball was released.
Charlton County this year has outscored their opponents 467 to 177. An unbelievable margin there. And as we mentioned, there are only 2 losses this year, coming to Camden and Valdosta, 2 5A powerhouses that we'll see this weekend right here in the Dome. Vidalia trying to turn the corner there, and a few yards on the play there for Chris Ledford, number 32.
And they're running this ball. It turns out to be an east-west carry that time. Maurice Doles, number 13, one of those guys with good pursuit, getting in there on the tackle. So not a lot of yards picked up on that carry.
Talked about Charlton's 11-2 record. This 2 losses kind of deceiving, and they're a better football team than 11-2. So we mentioned 9 consecutive wins coming into today. Vidalia now faced with 3rd down and 7. Medford, man in motion momentarily. Sasser looking to throw. He's got time. Looking downfield, has a target at the 24. And going to be right there at that 1st down marker. Going to be awfully close. And that was number 14, Hart.
Hard to tell from our vantage point whether they got it, but good patience here by the quarterback, Josh Sasser. He's got his man. He sees him. He fires it right into the numbers. The catch is made, and we'll see if they're able to pick up that 1st down. A little bit of happy feet that time, really.
Yeah.
But he was good with his concentration and fired that ball right where he needed to get it to.
Hart going to the sideline, may have turned an ankle on that last play there, so he will come off the field. It was a 1st down, so 1st and 10. And the give is to the fullback, Beatty, straight ahead across the 25. As we mentioned, right around 245 pounds, that big fullback.
And you know what you're going to get when you hand that ball off to Beatty. That's going to be some power running right up the middle. And again, you can see there it took 3 Charlton County defenders to bring him down.
Got to say hi to this GPTV camera crew, doing a great job this afternoon. They're really on it with all these replays right in your living room. Rushing yards, again, Charlton in negative numbers still. Vidalia trying to turn the tables here a little bit. But throwing the football a lot, looking deep right there. Got a man knocked away at the last second, looking for Damian Turner. Charlton, though, playing a little bit defense right there. Jeffrey Hamilton, the free safety, had to knock that ball away at the last second.
And Sasser almost put that ball right in his receiver's hands, even though he's throwing into double coverage. But Hamilton at the last minute came over and was able to get a hand up and knock that football away.
Wow.
It's not often that you want to throw into double coverage, but that time he came awfully close.
We're talking about those GPTV camera guys. There's one of them right there doing a great job down on the field. Tracy right there. Running one of those field cameras. 3rd down and 9 right here. Again, Vidalia trying to get it going. We'll call it 3rd and 8. Receiver in motion. Sasser again looking to throw. Looking, has the man, in and out of the hands of the intended target, David Hart, up at the 36. So incomplete, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, Sasser again doesn't roll out, just quickly turns to his right. Hart just not able to hold on. Had his receiver pegged, had it just high enough, just not able to hold on to the football on that one.
I think Vidalia, talking about just running the football all day, they've about thrown as many passes as they've run the football now. Trying to come out here and really shock Charlton County. 4th down, Beatty will punt it away. Harry Martin again back deep. Good snap. Low line drive. They do kick it away from Martin, though, and it'll take a little bit of a Vidalia bounce inside the 45. It'll roll down all the way to the 42. I guess that's the good thing about carpet. You get the ball rolling your way, it's going to roll a little bit.
Well, those big, powerful legs, too. He got a lot into that kick. End over end, although a line drive end over end. And as you said, it took a little bit of a Vidalia bounce.
In the first of 2 AA semifinals this weekend. Tomorrow we'll see Buford and Decatur going at it. And Decatur kind of the Cinderella story coming into these playoffs. 4-6 last year. Unbelievable story there. And of course, Buford with the big going for 3 in a row. There's you get another look at it. GPTV cameraman. That one nearly intercepted by Sasser. Boy, Sasser was thinking 6 on defense.
Again, Privet rolls out and threw it right into Sasser's waiting hands. He just couldn't hold on. Otherwise, it'd have been quarterback to be intercepted by quarterback with a possible run back for a touchdown.
Well, Privet has thrown some interceptions this year. He's over 20 interceptions on the season. Granted, when you throw the football as much as they do, you're going to get picked off here and there. But he has been known to throw one. So, Vidalia knows that. In the secondary, they've got about 5 or 6 defensive backs out there right now. 2nd and 10, only a 3-man rush, and that one knocked down, and boy, Harry Martin had it right in his hands, but Patrick Jordan over the top swatted that ball away.
Ended up getting sandwiched as Privet eyes his receiver right up the left side, lays it in there perfectly, and that hit from behind knocks that ball loose. And it turns out to be an incomplete pass after what was really a pretty good throw.
And look at Beatty. I mean, one of those linebackers, defensive linemen downfield. Vidalia really trying to mix up those coverages. They're dropping defensive linemen sometimes. So 3rd down and 10. Shotgun. 4 wideouts and throwing short underneath. Looking again to Martin, but knocked away by Hart on defense, it looked like. So it will be 4th down here.
Getting back to Sasser playing linebacker on defense for Vidalia. Who better to understand the tendencies of the opposing team's quarterback than Sasser? And listed as linebacker, but he's actually been used as the 6th defensive back here this afternoon. But who better to understand where Prevett may or may not go?
Exactly. Well, again, that was one of the challenges for Coach Fritz coming into today, to try to find more DBs. They've only played 2 passing teams all year long, Americus and Bleckley County during the regular season. Granted, they won both those football games, but Sasser typically doesn't play a lot of defense, but having to run 5 and 6 defensive backs today, they're going to throw their athletes out there. Ledford back deep, lets it bounce, will take it at the 15, and hit hard by Justin Williams. Down on special teams. Wow, what a pop. You can hear that one up here.
Big time hit that time by Justin Williams. Great pursuit. And he had plenty of time to get down there. Kept his concentration as he gets a lot of congratulatory pats on the shoulder pads after that big hit.
Again, Williams, as we mentioned, the first cousin of Boston champ Bailey. There's been some good ones throughout the years. Georgia Public Broadcasting has made it easier than ever to show your support for great local programs like our coverage of the GHSA football playoffs. Simply visit our website at www.gpb.org. It's totally secure, simple to use, and takes just 2 minutes. And thank you for your support of Georgia Public Broadcasting. Whistle's going to blow that play dead right there. Sasser was looking to throw once again. And Gary Lee, our referee this afternoon. Movement up front on Vidalia.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. Remains 1st down.
Dave, 1 regular season loss in the last 3 years for Vidalia. I think that says a lot about that football team and what they've done throughout the past few years. And of course, we talk about Charlton County and all those Region 2 championships and runner-up and state championships, and just a great matchup today. Josh Sasser, 3 of 9 for 50 yards. They've thrown the ball 9 times, which is about 5 or 6 more than I thought they might throw it today. 1st and 15 after the penalty. And give this to the wingback on the left side there, up to the 17. Randy Gaddy, number 31, with the carry.
In the wing tee, they end up running east-west to get things going. He starts to turn upfield just a little bit, actually runs past his blocker there. I believe that was Hart, and it looked like he was able to pick up a yard or 2. Actually a yard.
Yep. 2nd down and a long 9 upcoming right here. 2.5 minutes to go in a half. Charlton County still up by 10. Vidalia with the football. Sasser again looking to throw. In the flat has a man. That's Turner at the 30. All the way up to the 32 goes Damian Turner. Made a nice little move after the catch.
Well, right there to make the reception. And as it is every time you make a catch, what do you do with it after you catch it? He turns, heads upfield. He avoided one potential tackler right there. Cut back towards the inner part of the field and was able to add an extra yard or 2 after making the catch. So a nice play there by Turner.
Justin Williams bringing him down from behind there. So 1st and 10 after that big pickup. 1st downs, even at 7. Sasser looking, has a man complete up at the 46. David Hart, number 14 on the receptions, has been one of the main targets for Sasser here in this first half. And another big catch right there. Took a pretty good shot at the end of that play, too.
He did. Again, credit Sasser because he's throwing to one receiver in the middle of 3 or 4 black jerseys, and he lays it in there perfectly, right on the numbers. It just kind of floats over 2 or 3 black jerseys right into the numbers. Hart makes the catch and is brought down.
Jeffrey Hamilton back there at safety, also getting a piece of that one. 2 interceptions against Wesleyan in the quarterfinals for number 38 Hamilton. Right now, though, it's the Vidalia offense on the move at their own 46. Swinging on out there to the back. breaks a tackle. That's number 30, Sam Dixon, who has his first reception of the afternoon.
Again, he'll throw out on the wing there just a little bit. Devon Whitley stays with him.
Vidalia, that second timeout.
Vidalia calling a timeout right here after that short reception there. May have actually lost a yard on that play, so second down and 11 coming.
Chris! Catch the ball before you run, fellas. Let me jump. We're gonna run right, 99. You got you.
All the way to state right there for the Indians of Charlton County, and you heard Coach Fritz talking things over with Vidalia and one of the teammates saying, hey, catch that football before you run with it. Games coming up later on this afternoon. Of course, Washington County and LaGrange. I'm looking forward to that one. A pair of 12-1 teams that have a lot of history and a lot of playoff experience. That's going to be a very fun football game. And then later on, a rematch from last year. It was an overtime thriller. Thomas County Central and Marist going at it. Can the War Eagles break that trend of one-point losses that they've had against Thomas County Central? And of course, the nightcap, Camden County and Noonan. The Cougars, of course, knocking off Parkview, defending state champs. So it's going to be a big ball game right there. Camden County making a return to the Dome this year. And of course, tomorrow, single A matchup, Clinch County, Hawkinsville. The winner of that one, of course, will play for the state championship against Lincoln County. Double A, Decatur, Buford, the other end of this equation, going at it tomorrow. A pair of 13-0 teams. And again, plenty more taking place this weekend. This is game 2 of 10 right here at the Georgia Dome. Sasser looking to throw on 2nd and 11. He's got time, rolling, looking long down the field, has a man there, going to overthrow the man, but a penalty marker at the 10, and it's going to be interference right here. It looks like they're going to get Justin Williams.
Well, they are. Justin Williams at the last second thought that he had been beat on the play, and as he fell down, he reached out and grabbed an ankle.
The intended target was Bobby Williams, number 15, who had a step there momentarily. Get another look at it right here.
Good job rolling out to his left. You think he's going to throw left, and then he goes back to the other side of the field. Nice spiral thrown football.
Defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Kind of see it right there, the tail end of it. Williams reaching out there. And I've been impressed so far with the way Vidalia, they've taken some chances and thrown the football today.
Well, as you said, that they've thrown a lot more than we thought they would.
Penalty story, 45 yards. Charlton County's been penalized so far. They've been hit the most, but both teams have seen some yellow hankies. Sasser, here's the keeper all the way right here. It's taken down at the 36, and he'll have about 4 yards. And a nice play by Norris Milton, the big defensive end there for Charlton County.
Well, nice job, too, as Sasser rolls out.
Vidalia timeout. It's their last charge timeout.
He's not able to find any room. Holds on to the football and gets tackled by Milton over near the near sideline.
Timeout called by Vidalia. The downfield coverage, both secondaries, I think, have really stepped up today with both teams throwing the football. And it's obvious Vidalia coming into this game, they knew they had to have some extra DBs. They've done a nice job with Charlton. But again, Charlton County, they may not have expected this passing game from Vidalia, but they're really starting to cover those guys up downfield.
Oh, they were looking for Vidalia just to ground it out.
58 seconds left in the first half. Well, again, mark your calendar for Friday night, January 30th, for the return of Georgia's longest-running high school sports and academics program. Talking about Prep Sports Plus. You'll meet some of Georgia's most successful student athletes, athletic programs, and much more. That's Prep Sports Plus, returning on Friday, January 30th at 11 p.m. exclusively on GPTV. Sid Fritz and the Vidalia Indians on the move here. Ball at the 36. After the timeout, Charlton County trying to keep it a 10-point game right here and head on into that locker room. Vidalia breaks the huddle, and once again Sasser in the gun, trips up top. Taking some pages out of that Charlton County playbook here. Big rush from behind, and Sasser will go down. And I tell you what, Norris Milton, he might not get credit for the sack right there, but he's the guy that got the pressure.
He is coming in from the left side. He's the one that really upset the apple cart that time and forced Sasser to run and move just a little bit more towards the end zone, and he was just he found himself in a bad situation and ended up going down.
Mincy, Nobles. That time Sasser just gets it away but throws it out of bounds. And pressure once again by Charlton County up front on defense, forcing that ball out of Sasser's hand in a hurry.
It looked like it was intended for Ledford.
Damian Turner also in the area. So 4th down at 14, decision time right here as you get a look at Sasser's numbers. 5 of 11, 71 yards, and of course that touchdown in the first quarter. 28 seconds left here in the half. No timeouts left for Vidalia, 2 Charlton County. And they're going for it right here, looking downfield. Sasser being pressured, stays on his feet, somehow gets out of there, but he won't get out of another tackle. And the Charlton defense steps up big. Steven Nettles, number 63, way behind the line of scrimmage.
Get a lot of credit too has to go to number 5, Justin Mincy. He's the first guy that got back there and kind of messed things up for Sasser. He wasn't able to bring him down, just grabbed the back of his jersey, but that gave time for Charlton County and Nettles to get back there and make the sack.
Only 20 seconds left in the half, so you got to somewhat like that call again, trying to, throw it down the field for the heck of it. But you didn't want that right there. You didn't want to give that sack, because now all of a sudden, Charlton's got the ball in your territory. And with the athletes they got, it's a quick strike offense, but it looks like they're just going to take a knee right here. Uh-oh, a little fake. Privet looking, throwing, has the man open, and it's going to be caught by Martin at the 10. Harry Martin with an unbelievable grab on the fake spike from Privet, throws it downfield. 13 seconds left, a timeout by Charlton County. Bobby Williams trying to take that football away, was on the coverage there, and you get a look at it.
What a big-time play. Everybody in the dome thought they were just going to take a knee, as you said, Dave. Next thing you know, Privet is back. Everybody's standing around and gets a nice pass up in the air, and they go up, they make the catch, and now they've got great field position with just 13 seconds to go.
An acrobatic grab, and there you get a look at Martin's numbers for the season. 50 receptions now, over 700 yards, and as we mentioned, that 14.2 average with 6 touchdowns. He's just a junior. He'll be back next year. And when when Charlton lined up to spike that football, it said something's not right here. There's no way that this team right here with the weapons they have, 20 seconds left on Vidalia's side of the field, is going to spike or take a knee and go into the locker room.
I think they had everybody in the dome faked out.
Get a double go. Double go. We got Reed.
They got slants.
No. Double go. There's 2 inside linebackers. We're in 2. You're taking Travis's place.
Go, they're about to go film.
Come on, fellas.
Hey, Travis, I'll go first.
Read it. Now,
Coming up later on. Highlights from the dome with Jim Ginocchio later on tonight at 8:30 following the Quad A game each night. Jim will have a recap of the day's action for you, which, of course, it all begins at 9 a.m. with Class A games. That's got to be tough on those teams coming in here eating that pregame meal right around 5:30.
Bacon and eggs in football.
Yeah, exactly. You saw the timeout picture there. Of course, Vidalia out of timeouts. Charlton County with 1 more here. They'd like to punch it in. Once again, 5 wideouts prevent empty backfield. Looking towards the end zone, being pressured, steps up. Got some room over there at the 20, fires towards the end zone, and in and out of the hands of Bridges, incomplete, and man, oh man, he wants that one back.
Tell you what, he had all day to throw, and he did an excellent job avoiding 2 oncoming white jerseys coming in for the sack. It's both of those guys down on the field right now, but watch how mobile he is and how he uses that mobility to avoid getting sacked and then firing a picture-perfect pass to Bridges, who unfortunately just wasn't able to hold on.
Right off the fingertips and threw back across the field too. Great awareness to know where his guys were at as you get a look at the Vidalia player down here on the sideline. A couple guys were shaken up after that play for Vidalia.
I believe that Travis Beatty was one of them, but he already got up.
Yep.
And
yep. Maybe a knee right here. So you get a look at Privet. I mean, again, his numbers, 13 of 20, 142 yards just in this first half. Again, he is the state single-season all-time passing leader with well over 3,000 yards this year, and just an unbelievable senior season for Privet, and a great athlete too. I mean, this kid excels at baseball and basketball and some other sports as well, as you get another look at it.
Would have been his third touchdown of the afternoon too. There you see the two defenders running into one another. It's caused the injury that's on the field right now, but save for those fingertips, that would have been his third touchdown of the afternoon.
And it's big Eric McClendon, number 98. I don't know how we could have not known who that was at 6'6", 290, but McClendon a little bit shaken up as you saw the collision there, as you said, Dave, and he is back on his feet, though, and that's a very good sign for Vidalia right there. They need him.
Well, they need both of them. Beatty and McClendon are their two big linebackers, two big guns on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, just 3 seconds left here, so Jeremy Privet going to attempt a field goal. It'll be a 27-yard attempt. And penalty markers right here look like Vidalia came across early, so it'll move it even closer.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment on the defense. 5 yards. Replace second down.
So they line it up from the 12 now, so a 22-yard attempt. And the only thing about that, though, is it really cuts down on your angle being on that far hash.
Third or fourth time we've had that call encroachment. These two teams pretty jumpy today.
3 seconds left. Privet, 22-yard field goal, reaching and not going to get there. It's wide to the right. And that will end the half here at the Georgia Dome. Another Vidalia player shaken up, but there you get a look at Jeremy Privet and the great first half he's had. Let's go ahead and throw it on down to David Zelski standing by with Coach.
All right, Coach, some people take a knee with 20 seconds left. You went with the bomb.
Well, that's kind of the way we played football all year long. You know, we're going to take our shots at the end zone. That's the kind of style of offense we play. We're not going to sit back. As long as there's time on the clock, as long as we have a chance to play football, we're playing football. And we had no intentions of taking a knee right there. We're going to take some shots at the end zone. And we still got 24 minutes to play in this football game. And Vidalia's a great football team. And as people probably saw in the last game, this thing's long from over. And I got to get that through to our kids during halftime.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Back to you, Dave.
All right, there you have it, the first ever meeting between these two schools, and it's Charlton County by 10 at the half. We'll take a timeout and be right back. Again, state semifinals are on GPTV. Hands, I think, but that's about it. And then throw it back down to him on the sideline. He's going to have. Vidalia's only blemish on the season, a 0-0 season opening tie against Swainsboro, but they do trail by 10 here to Charlton County 16-6 in the first of two AA state semifinals this weekend. Of course, Charlton County out early to an 8-point lead. Vidalia, of course, coming back there, but again, Charlton up by 10. Let's go ahead and throw it on downstairs to the Vidalia High School Sound Tribe. Again, 85 members strong. The performance title is Chameleon and the Flintstones. Let's listen in. Tim Quigley, the band director of the Vidalia High Marching Band. Let's go ahead and throw it on down to the sideline. David Zelski, who's with you?
This is Tim Quigley. Tim, this was a adventure coming up here. Tell me about it.
Well, yeah, it was. It was kind of a Murphy's Law morning. This time, coming out on the field today, we ended up breaking a set of quads, and we've got them fixed. I hope they last through the next song here.
All right. Well, this isn't the first time your band has played in a big situation game. Tell me how they stepped up for other schools.
Well, we have a private school in our county also, Robert Toombs, who won the GISA Class A football championship, and a lot of the local area bands have pitched in to play halftime for them because they don't have a band, and we were fortunate enough to play a couple of times for them. We're real proud of what they did this season also.
I also understand that there are a few members of your band that are in that locker room right now.
Yeah, we have 7 football players that don't march, but they play in the concert season with us and the parades and all of that stuff. Just during football games, Coach Fritz likes to have them in the locker room.
All right, well, tell me about your song selection here today and how you came up with it.
Well, we kind of just tried to put together a crowd-pleasing show. Lean on Me and Conga, what's going on now, and the Flintstones and Chameleon. Just nothing, no theme to it, just some music that's fun to listen to.
All right, well, thanks a lot. They sound great. Appreciate it. Back upstairs.
All right, the Sound Tribe from Vidalia High entertaining the fans here against 16-6, our halftime score. Charlton County over Vidalia. We'll take a timeout and be right back. You're watching state semifinals on GPTV. figured I'm might let you do that. Welcome back to the Georgia Dome. Again, Charlton County up 16-6 on Vidalia at the break in game one of our double-header, again, of our Double-A state semifinals this weekend. Now let's throw it on down and check out the Charlton County Band of Pride, 95 members strong, and it's a salute to 1945. Band of Pride. The Band of Pride from Charlton County showing out today. David Zelski's back on the sideline with a guest. Dave, who you got now?
This is Curtis Hersey, and he's a regular here. Charlton County makes it quite often. Tell me about this two-part salute you have here.
Well, our show this year is entitled Salute to 1945, which is kind of a combination of two things. We have the first half, which is a salute to the big bands of 1945, of course, swing music being the predominant music of that time, and then, of course, 1945 being the end of World War II. And as you hear going on now, we're playing taps in salute of all those that paid the ultimate sacrifice for that battle.
Well, Charlton isn't a close place to Atlanta, so tell me about the ride up here. It's long.
Yeah, it's a long trip. We come up on charter buses, so that was relaxing rather than the cheese wagons. And I found out Saving Nemo is actually a very good movie.
All right, well, thanks a lot. They sound great here. Back up to you.
All right, David, I tell you what, you bring up a good point about travel time. Charlton County has certainly had to travel in front of them today. Dave Cohen back here with me, and looking back at that first half, it was very eventful, particularly for Charlton County.
Well, it really got off to quite a booming start here with the early turnover. And again, there you see the fumble, which was caused there by Justin Mincy. They got great field position. Prevent right out of the shotgun finds his favorite receiver across the middle after avoiding one tackler, and that's Tristan Bridges, who gets Charlton County on the scoreboard. And just like that, it was 7-0. And of course, the other end, Vidalia, who we thought was going to run quite a bit, they end up going to Turner, Sasser to Turner on the touchdown. Charlton County comes right back. Nice tackle avoiding there, finds the wide open receiver Justin Williams, makes the run after the catch. And the second touchdown of the afternoon for Charlton County. There you see some of the stats in that first half.
Yeah, passing yards, 71 for Vidalia, something we didn't see coming with only 21 running yards. Flip side of that, of course, Charlton County with 142 total yards, 120 to 92 in favor of Charlton. Penalties, certainly a big story in that first half. 75 yards of combined penalties, just the one turnover. Time of possession, though, Vidalia, that was their game plan coming in as they lead at 14 minutes, 31 seconds over 7:29 for Charlton. Let's go ahead and take a timeout. We'll be right back with second half action right here at the Georgia Dome. Charlton County and Vidalia going at it. It's the Indians from Folkston who lead it by 10 over the Indians from Vidalia. We'll be right back.
Wanted to make sure I was supposed to get it back to you for the stats.
Either way, it's fine. How are we doing so far?
Pretty good, I guess. Yeah. None of your teams, any of your teams make it? No? A big first half for the Charlton County Indians, who lead at 16-6
over the Vidalia Indians. Dave Garner, Dave Cohen back with you. Want to say hi to our marching bands putting on quite a show there at halftime. And there you can look at some cheerleaders from Vidalia who have made the trip up here, and certainly want to say hi to them. Of course, football is so much of an atmosphere game. You've got cheerleaders, you got coaches, of course you got the parents and the fans, the marching bands, a little bit of everything going on there. Certainly want to welcome all those folks up to Atlanta. And again, we've been treated to some good football here in the first half. And Dave, kind of looking back, we just got through breaking down some halftime highlights, and Charlton County has made the plays when they've needed to. Vidalia, though, staying in the football game with that time of possession.
Well, they have too, and as you said, everybody excited to be here. Great atmosphere in the Georgia Dome for this event. And you mentioned Charlton County and Vidalia. The guys who we thought coming into this game that were going to make the plays have made those plays. You're talking about the quarterback, Jeremy Prevette. Who's his first touchdown go to? It goes to Tristan Bridges. Bridges had a number of big catches there in the first half. You look over at Vidalia. Of course, we didn't expect them to throw the ball. You said that numerous times in the first half. We really thought they would come out here and just run, maybe throw it 2 or 3 times the whole game. They've already thrown it 2 or 3 times that amount. So the game plan we expected from Vidalia, we have not seen yet.
Right. Rich McWhorter, of course, talking to him prior to halftime. David, of course, had him down on the field, and you know that those guys, they saw how that first game ended. They can't get content. Up by 10, they've got to keep throwing the football, doing what they do pretty much all year long. Let's go ahead and throw it on down to David Zelsky, who's standing by now with Coach Fritz.
All right, Coach. First off, how are Beatty and McClendon?
They're all right. They kind of get banged together, and when them 2 big bodies bang together, something's going to bend or break. Luckily, it just bent.
All right, well, we've seen a lot of the passing game from you. Tell me about that.
Well, that's not what we do, but Charlton's forced us to do it, and our kids have done it well, but we just, every time we get something going, something happens and backs us up.
All right, well, good luck, Coach. Back upstairs to you.
All right, thanks, David. And you heard it right there, saying that Charlton basically forced them to throw the ball. And as this game gets later, if they continue to trail, they're going to have to stick to that.
Well, you see that a lot with teams that primarily rely on the run, unless you're really just able to get out there and find some huge holes and run up and down the field. If you're going to move the football, eventually, if the holes aren't there, you've got to go to the air. And we've seen that from Vidalia here in the first half, and Sasser's been pretty successful with it for Vidalia as they trail only by 10 points at this point. But another point that you brought up, we walked in the Dome and it was a 22-0 Lincoln County lead over Tryon. Next thing you know, that thing's tied up and Tryon's got the lead. So it was a game of 2 halves, and it will be interesting to see how Vidalia comes out, whether or not they've adjusted their game plan at all here in the second half to take on Charlton County.
And typically teams that don't throw the football that much, running football teams, don't usually throw it that well when they have to, but Vidalia has shown that they can throw the football.
Well, Sasser threw for almost 1,000 yards, so he can throw the football when he has to.
Charlton County, meanwhile, we know they can throw it. Once again, Dave Garner, Dave Cohen with you. David Zelsky down on the sideline. Dave, and Dave today. No problem remembering names up here, that's for sure. Privet set to kick it off. Again, Vidalia will have the football. Anticipating another short kick. This time, though, he lets it go, and this ball's going to reach the end zone. So Privet showing off a little leg there. Vidalia will have it at the 20.
Well, again, everybody excited. These kids all excited to be up here playing on the carpet here in the Georgia Dome. And I'm sure they watch a lot of Atlanta Falcons, a lot of the college games that are played in this facility. They get out here. They're really wired to get out here, and a lot of adrenaline flowing. And really nice kick that time on the kickoff. Sasser coming in has thrown for 71 yards, 6 for 11. He's got the 1 touchdown, and we'll see again how they've adjusted to Charlton County defensively as they open up here in the second half.
Vidalia 3 straight region championships, 1 regular season loss of the last 3 years. They'll start on offense here in the third quarter. And Sasser, wing T, receiver near side. Typically go with the 1 receiver sets, and a big hole right up the middle for the big fullback, Raphael Roundtree, number 36. And it's going to be a gain of about 12 or 13 yards there in the first play.
See, a lot of that wing T that they've run has been going east-west. This time they go right up the middle. Roundtree got a nice block, found the hole. Those legs were pumping, and he was able to pick up a number of yards in that carry. Picked up a first down, so they moved the chains right off the bat here in the third quarter.
The first ever meeting between these 2 schools, and it's been a good one here so far. And this time the give to the wingback in motion. Going to be taken up to the 40, and a good run there by Bobby Williams, number 15.
And again, good pursuit tackling there. Maurice Sims, one of the first Charlton County defensive players to come over. Again, he's running to the side on the left, trying to find some room on the corner. 35, Sims comes right over, just wraps him up and brings him down.
We're going to look at Sims, the good-looking linebacker there on defense. Going to be second down and about 3 or 4 right here, about 3. Vidalia trying to move the football. They've got it out to their own 40. Charleston County defense only allowing about 14 points a game this year. They've been pretty stout. There's Hart the other direction up to the 46, and he will have the first down. Going to be a gain of right at 6 yards. Fred Zhao had to bring him down, the big linebacker making the stop.
Hart takes the handoff. He cuts back up field just at the right time, and he got hit from behind, which sent his motion forward, and he's able to pick up the first down. So, Dave, right now, Vidalia has come out here. They've adjusted. They're running up the middle a lot more, a little bit more with the power back, so they've picked up 2 quick first downs.
And if anything, that passing attack's going to open up things a little bit. Charlton County kind of back on their heels a little bit, not knowing really what to expect here maybe. First and 10, ball at the 46. Sasser looking to throw this time. Has a man and incomplete. They were looking downfield there to Damian Turner. Pass falls to the carpet though. Again, Coach Fritz on the sideline for Vidalia.
That pass would have had to have been right in the numbers. It looked like it was in triple coverage. There were 2 or 3 black jerseys right there. And fortunate for Sasser that it wasn't intercepted.
Charlton County 10-3 last year, falling to GAC in the playoffs. Here's second down and 10. Big room right there across the 40. Travis Beatty, the big man, rumbling for about 16 yards there. And more than enough for the first down, and Beatty gets shaken up at the end of the first half, but he's back in there now looking good.
Well, this is the kind of football that we fully expected to see Vidalia play in the first half. Handing it off to those big fullbacks. There you see Beatty. Look at the size of those thighs and those legs as he's dragging that black jersey along with him. He had 53 carries for almost 450 yards during the season. He scored 11 touchdowns. I mean, when he gets the ball, he's so tough to bring down.
His legs are like tree stumps. First and 10, ball at the Charlton 38. And the give is to the wingback, but a nice play defensively that time by Charlton County. Gaddy, number 31, the ball carrier, but not a lot of room around that left side.
And Norris Milton coming in too. Nice pursuit, made the tackle. As again they run on that wing T, they hand the ball off to the wing. Again, it goes more east-west when they run that, which I think is giving Charlton County that little bit of extra time to focus in on who's got the ball. And then you see 2 or 3 black jerseys in on the tackle each time.
Second down and 8 right here. Receiver to the right. Once again, a wing T look. Sasser looking to that wide out and going to be incomplete. Dropped right there at the 34 again. Damian Turner, the intended target. Both these teams have some common opponents this year. Vidalia and Charlton County both playing Irwin County and East Lawrence, and basically the scores are right there together. Vidalia beating East Lawrence 45-6, Charlton County 46-6. So I know you don't always go on that because of the way teams match up against each other, but really coming in today, a lot of folks felt this game was really a toss-up.
Turner has a quick word with his head coach, Coach Fritz, after dropping that last pass, back in the lineup.
Third down and 8 right here, and we talked about third down conversions a lot in that first half, but another big one right here for Vidalia. And they give this to Hart. He's got room. 30, cuts it back inside. 25 and all the way down to the 20 goes David Hart, the wingback. And Vidalia has another first down. Jeffrey Hamilton had to bring him down in the secondary.
Hart again takes the handoff and then cuts back upfield at just the right time. Follows his blocker. He's got a couple of white jerseys in front of him. Finds the hole, and another big first down pickup by the Vidalia Indians.
He just followed number 64, McFarland, that big guard, right up the field there. That offensive line opening up some holes. Again, Harrison, McFarland, Shiver, Reynolds, and Wilkes. First and 10. Ball just outside the 20. Vidalia on the move here, trailing by 10. 8:45 to go in the third quarter. And again, Hart on the ground. Goes down at the 16, stays in bounds there. And David Hart, we saw he was really one of the number 1 targets in the passing game in that first half, but he's kept the ball on the ground here as the main rusher.
Again, takes the handoff, and rather than cutting straight back upfield, has to go more towards the sideline. Picked up 5 yards in that carry.
And Harry Martin with a nice tackle over there on that far sideline, but 2nd down and 5 after the gain of 5. Ball on the 16. Receiver near side this time. And the give is around the left, but Charlton County all over that one. Randy Gaddy, the ball carrier, had nowhere to go, and a good play there by Maurice Doles.
And Doles with the anticipation. They see that handoff go to the wing, and then everybody just heads to the sideline. They know exactly where he's going to go. He had no time to cut upfield that time, and Doles right there to make the tackle.
We called number 13 a good bit there in that first half. He had some big plays there. Doles, a senior, Charlton County. So 3rd down at 6 right here. Sasser this time rolling, looking to throw. Has a man back in the middle of the field, and it's knocked away. They were looking for Harrell, the big tight end there. Couldn't quite hang on to that one. He'd have been shy of the 1st down anyway.
Again, kind of a scary pass because he throws right into double and or triple coverage. He rolls out. He spots who he wants to throw it to. Unable to hold on to the football, but quite a few Charlton County defenders in the vicinity.
Yeah, you don't want to throw that football back in the middle of the field typically against Charlton. So Tyler George now setting up for a 35-yard field goal. His longest this year is 36. 2 of 6 on the season, and the 35-yarder is there. So Tyler George just a yard shy of his longest all season, and Vidalia does put some points on the board right here, cuts that lead 16-9, and those are big points.
They surely were. They came out, they adjusted their offense to Charlton County's defense, and they were able to pick up a number of key 1st downs, and it's oh so big to come away with some points, whether it's 3, whether it's, of course, you'd rather have the touchdown. There you see the kick up. He split the uprights from 35 yards out. And so certainly a confidence booster so early in the 3rd quarter here. Still 7:13 to go to come away, and now you're only down 16-9.
How big is it for those guys, for Vidalia, to take the opening drive of the game all the way down the field there, get that field goal? 7:13 left in the 3rd quarter. Charlton hasn't touched the football, and that's huge.
Well, you know, the key drives on that play, I think, were the carries that went straight up field, the ones that Beatty and that Roundtree had. Those big yardage pickups by those big fullbacks, I think, really kind of set the tone for that drive for Vidalia. They've got to get out and prove that they can do that for the rest of the half.
They're going to look at the scoring drive. 8 plays, 63 yards, and 4:47 off the clock there. Again, George with that 35-yard field goal, and now he will kick things off here. Harry Martin, one of the guys back deep for Charlton County. Ball's going to come down right at the 23. That's Walker, number 31, takes it up across the 35. He'll have the 36. And the Charlton County offense will come on the field here for the first time here in this 2nd half. Privet, Jeremy Privet, should get a look at his numbers today. Again, 13 of 20 for 142 yards and 2 scoring strikes. Again, the all-time single-season Georgia State leading passer, well over 3,300 yards this year.
Doesn't look like they've made too many changes from the 1st half. They got the 5 wideouts.
Not a whole lot right there. Short little quick hitter, Justin Williams, 40, 45, and all the way up to the 46.5, and that should be good enough for a 1st down right at about a 10.5-yard gain. Patrick Jordan in the secondary, and that's another thing we talked about too. Of course, Williams had that touchdown in the 1st half, breaking a tackle. They throw the ball underneath sometime, but these receivers are so talented, they make the plays after the catch.
It is. It's a 2-part process. You got to make the catch, and in this case, Williams just turns upfield, breaks or avoids a couple of tackles, and is able to pick up a very big 1st down.
1st and 10, ball at the 47. Once again, another pass underneath, and once again, Williams breaks another tackle. 45 into Vidalia territory, and out to 42. And another big play there, a gain of about 12 yards and another 1st down. Chris Ledford pushed him out.
Well, again, Dave, at the risk of sounding like a broken record as we see the highlight, almost the exact same play. The run was a little different, but great ball carrying after the catch. He again voids a couple of tackles, breaks towards the sideline. He's got his eye on the marker, and he's able to pick up another 1st down.
4 receptions, 39 yards, and a touchdown for Justin Williams. 1st and 10, 4 receivers near side. Privet out of the gun once again. He's got Williams underneath if he wants him, trying to throw back and going down, and a big time rush right there by number 84, and that is Martell Franklin, the junior defensive end who came shooting through there.
Well, really just a situation. Your offensive line can only hold these big defenders off for so long. You had 5 wideouts, but you couldn't make eye contact with anyone and find anybody that was open enough to risk making the throw, and sooner or later you were going to go down, and that's what happened that time. There's some big defensive linemen for Vidalia that time, and they just were able to apply the pressure and come up with a sack.
You saw Eric McClendon right there too, another guy we've highlighted today, 6'6", 290. One of the top prospects in the country. And a little quick hitter right there, but incomplete. In and out of the hands of Adrian Harper, number 21. So it's going to be 3rd down and long right here as we get another look at it.
Again, throwing underneath. Privet hits Harper. Harper just not able to hold on to the football.
Charlton County's first football season, 1947. This is a program that has amassed well over 300 victories. Again, the 2 losses this year, as we mentioned, against Camden and Valdosta, 2 5A programs, powerhouses that we'll see this weekend here at the Dome.
Well, this is a team, too, that has a lot of postseason experience.
Little quick pick right here. Again, Privet also handling the punting duties, so they have that dimension as well, and it pays off. This ball's going to roll all the way down to the 20. Bobby Dodd used to do that a lot with Georgia Tech on his quick kicks. Of course, with Chris Ledford, that excellent return specialist for Vidalia. You'd like to kick it with him, not back there.
Got to keep it away from the guys that can do the most damage.
Exactly. 16-9 again, Vidalia within a touchdown. And they've got the football back here, holding Charlton County when it looked like the Indians were going to push the football on down the field, but a big defensive play by Franklin. And the defense stepping up. Headdress and all right there. These folks fired up. 5:35 here to go in the 3rd quarter. Right up the middle, the big man's rumbling again. That's Roundtree across the 35 up to the 37, and a gain of 17 yards on 1st down.
So all 5'9". I don't know the weight exactly on Roundtree, but again, just like Beatty, look at the size of those legs. When those things start churning, look at how many black jerseys it takes in pursuit to bring him down. I mean, between Raphael Roundtree and Travis Beatty, these guys have been punching it up the middle here in the 2nd half. 9 carries, 46 yards in the game so far for Roundtree, and these are big yards.
Sims, the linebacker, rode down Roundtree on that last play. Jeffrey Hamilton, the safety, shaken up. Last play out of the lineup. Here's a little misdirection play. That is Gaddy, number 31 on the carry. May have a couple up to the 39. Of course, offensively. I mentioned they didn't punt against Irwin County in round 1. Round 2, Ledford had 2 punt returns. Bobby Williams had 10 rushes for 143 yards and a 60-yard touchdown run in the mix as well. So for a wing T football team, they're quick strike. Speaking of, there is Bobby Williams, who's caught behind the line and drugged down, and a flag also in at the 36. And it's going to be holding on Vidalia. Again, Gary Lee, our referee this afternoon.
That'll take away a little bit of the momentum that Vidalia has amassed here in the 2nd half.
Coach Fritz.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay 2nd down.
We can look at the penalties and yardage. 5 penalties for Vidalia for 40 yards. Charlton County 4 for 45. So almost 100 yards worth of penalties in this one today. So 2nd down and long after that penalty. And now Vidalia working out of the shotgun. Sasser with 3 receivers running down the sideline. Little wheel pattern is intercepted, nearly intercepted by number 4 Justin Williams, who broke on that ball and boy, he had some real estate in front of him if he's able to hang on to that thing.
He did, and Dave, for a split second, I thought that he had the interception, Justin Williams. Keeping a close eye on Sasser, it was one-on-one, and he came over at the last second and just went off his fingertips. A little bit underthrown that time, and Williams just missed out, I should say, on an interception.
They were looking for Chris Ledford downfield, little pump fake. You saw Sasser throw that out and up there. But Trothan had it covered nicely. So 3rd down and long now. 3rd and 20. And hit immediately, but Sasser somehow gets that ball out of there. But Trothan all over it. Randy Gaddy again on the carry, maybe a yard or two, but going to be 4th down and long here, and Vidalia will have to boot it away.
Good pressure that time by number 5, Justin Mincy. Go back to the first. He's the one that caused that fumble in the first quarter. He gets in there and causes havoc as Sasser takes the handoff. There's number 5 right away. Sasser just got rid of the ball just in time. But they're in a position where they're going to have to get rid of the football.
Devon Whitley with that last tackle. Travis Beatty going to punt it away here from inside his own 15. And again, Justin Williams, number 4, the deep man for Trothan this time. Good long kick. A little bit of a line drive, returnable for Williams. Makes the move, gets by one guy. 35, 40, watch out. Midfield, 45. Still on his feet, ball loose, but out of bounds at the 36. But this one might be coming back. A penalty flag back at the 42.
It's a tough break. You see Williams fades back, makes the catch. As we've talked about offensively, it's what you do after you make the catch. And this guy's got some speed. He gets to the outside part of the field. He's got some room. But a penalty flag is more than likely going to bring it back for Charlton County.
Good wall set up over there on that far side. Was able to get there after making the defender make a move. Williams just froze there, and as we mentioned, Justin Williams, the first cousin of Boston champ Bailey.
On the return, we have a block in the back. On the receiving team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
That clipping will get you every time, won't it?
Yep, sure will. And yet another penalty flag thrown on the pile here in this ball game. 3:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, Dave Garner, Dave Cohen with you. David Zelski on the sideline today. Double-A action from the Georgia Dome. And Privet, he's got a man at the 45. That's Bridges, who is hit still on his feet. And a gain of 13 yards at a 1st down. And again, Bridges, as we talk about the big target there, 123 receptions coming into the ballgame, a school record himself. So that combination of Privet Bridges has been record-setting down in Folkston.
That throw a little bit high there by Privet, but nice hops by Bridges. He goes up, makes a nice catch, comes down, turns upfield, picks up the 1st down. Did his best he could avoiding the tackle, but he got in the middle of about 2 or 3 white jerseys, and that was going to come to an end.
McClellan and Turner combining for that last stop. 1st down and 10. Privet looking, has a man open, and that is number 19, John Boatwright, the starting corner, who also plays a little bit of wideout. He's got a catch into Vidalia territory at the 47.
I believe that's his first reception of the afternoon. Look at how much time Privet has to throw the football. He looks left, nobody open, comes back to the other side of the field. Boatwright there makes a nice catch as they just continue to march downfield.
Gaddy with the stop there. So there you're going to look at Boatwright with his first reception of the afternoon. Yet another target and a different guy to touch the football today here. 5 wideouts. Prevent looking. He's got Williams. Turns the corner 40. Spins inside the 35 and down to the 33 goes Christian Bridges. Bobby Williams made the tackle. And of course, Vidalia's defense, as we mentioned earlier today, coming into this one, having played a couple of passing teams, but certainly having to adjust today.
I love the spin move right here. Look at him, boom, right by that defender. It picked up an extra couple of yards on that move alone. So they continue to move the chains downfield, and Charlton County threatening.
Vidalia's got to put some pressure on up front. They're only rushing 3 right now, and that's giving Privet some time to throw the football. And he's got more time right here. He's going to tuck it and run it. It stood up, bounces off of one guy, and we'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Talk about Eric McClendon. There's certainly no No secrets or anything about him. I mean, he's got size, he's got speed, and second in the state powerlifting. Williams, number 4, the deep man for Charlton this time. Good long kick. A little bit of a line drive, returnable for Williams. Makes a move, gets by one guy. 35-40, watch out. Midfield, 45. Still on his feet, ball loose, but out of bounds at the 36. But this one might be coming back. A penalty flag back at the 42.
It's a tough break. You see Williams fades back, makes the catch. As we've talked about offensively, it's what you do after you make the catch. And this guy's got some speed. He gets to the outside part of the field. He's got some room. But a penalty flag is more than likely going to bring it back for Charlton County.
Good wall set up over there on that far side. Was able to get there after making the defender make a move. Williams just froze there. And as we mentioned, Justin Williams, the first cousin of Boston champ Bailey.
On the return, we have a block in the back. On the receiving team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
That clipping will get you every time, won't it?
Yep, sure will. And yet another penalty flag thrown on the pile here in this ball game. 3:08 to go in the third quarter. Again, Dave Garner, Dave Cohen with you. David Zelski on the sideline today. Double-A action from the Georgia Dome. And Privet, he's got a man. At the 45, that's Bridges, who is hit still on his feet. And a gain of 13 yards at a first down. And again, Bridges, as we talk about the big target there, 123 receptions coming into the ballgame, a school record himself. So that combination of Privet Bridges has been record-setting down in Folkston.
That throw a little bit high there by Privet, but nice hops by Bridges. He goes up, makes a nice catch, comes down, turns upfield, picks up the first down. Did his best he could avoiding the tackle, but he got in the middle of about 2 or 3 white jerseys. That was going to come to an end.
McClellan and Turner combining for that last stop. First down at 10. Privet looking, has a man open, and that is number 19, John Boatwright, the starting corner, who also plays a little bit of wideout. He's got a catch into Vidalia territory at the 47.
I believe that's his first reception of the afternoon. Look at how much time Privet has to throw the football. He looks left, nobody open, comes back to the other side of the field. Boatwright there makes a nice catch as they just continue to march downfield.
Gaddy with the stop there. So there you're going to look at Boatwright with his first reception of the afternoon. Yet another target and a different guy to touch the football today here. 5 wideouts. Prevent looking. He's got Williams. Turns the corner 40. Spins inside the 35 and down to the 33. Goes Christian Bridges. Bobby Williams made the tackle. And of course, Vidalia's defense, as we mentioned earlier today, coming into this one, having played a couple of passing teams, but certainly having to adjust today.
I love the spin move right here. Look at him, boom, right by that defender. It picked up an extra couple of yards on that move alone. So they continue to move the chains downfield, and Charlton County threatening.
Vidalia's got to put some pressure on up front. They're only rushing 3 right now, and that's giving Privet some time to throw the football. And he's got more time right here. He's going to tuck it and run it. It stood up, bounces off of one guy, and we'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Talk about Eric McClendon. There's certainly no secrets or anything about him. I mean, he's got size, he's got speed, and second in the state powerlifting championships as well. Looking for those guys to put a rush on here.
But you're right, though, rushing just 3. He's had all day. Privet has had all day to check out and see where those 5 receivers are.
Big bump. lot of pads popping out there this afternoon. You can bet we're going to see that all weekend here at the Dome. 2nd down and 10 after no gain. Setting it up, throws it out in the flat. That's Williams once again breaks another tackle. 30, still on his feet. 25, and all the way down inside the 20 goes Justin Williams. Yeah, I tell you what, you just can't coach that. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Not at all. And we knew that coming in that the guy, Tristan Bridges, was going to get a lot of the receptions, but it's been Williams who's really made the big impact today with his runs after the catches. There you see here, he makes the catch, blows off one tackler, turns upfield, almost goes down, keeps his balance, and he picks up 3, 4, 5, 6 more yards because of ability to run upfield after making the catch.
Martrell Franklin had to bring him down, but it's 1st down and 10. And Charlton knocking on the door here. Inside, Harry Martin, in and out of his fingertips. That could have been disastrous. Vidalia could have come up with an INT right there.
I think out of the corner of his eye, Martin saw a big white jersey right there as he was trying to keep his concentration on catching that ball. He turns, and one of the Vidalia defenders is staring him right in the face.
Now, by the time you get to this point, when you get to the Dome, you're here because you're supposed to be. Of course, a lot of those Cinderella stories tend to go away, and these teams are at the Dome because they've put it all together in 2003. A lot of great athletes on both sides here today. 2nd and 10. Privet pump faking, looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Bridges. Tristan Bridges with another amazing catch. Had a DB draped all over him, but was somehow able to pull that ball in for the touchdown.
Well, he's the go-to guy, and we'll see in the highlight. But this whole drive, Privet's just been picking apart the defensive backs of Vidalia, just marching them down the field. I cannot remember. There's not been a single run in this drive. There hasn't been most of the game. He's just been picking them apart in the secondary between Williams and Bridges, and they get the touchdown.
Nobles will hold the PAT here. Again, Privet will try to tack it on. 22-9. And the kick is up and no good. He missed it, so Privet misses out on the extra point, but Charlton County still up 22-9 with 42 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter as we take another look at the touchdown.
Yeah, and only a 3-man rush, so he's got plenty of time. A pump fake to the left. He spots his guy. That's number 2, Tristan Bridges. Another touchdown reception.
And it's not like the coverage wasn't there. I mean, the DB was right with him.
These two guys have thrown so many passes and touchdowns between one another. They just have a good chemistry between quarterback and receiver.
They're going to look at the scoring drive. 7 plays, 67 yards, just 2:36 off the clock there. 19-yard touchdown reception. You know, we always talk about time of possession being a key factor in a football game, but Charlton County's kind of making it look bad. I mean, they haven't had the ball that much, and they're still able to score. Look at that, 6 receptions, 80 yards, and 2 touchdowns today for the big man.
Well, everybody knew coming in that he was going to be the go-to guy, but again, the one I think that's thrown Vidalia off is number 4, Justin Williams. He's done a lot of the damage prior to the touchdown.
Well, again, it all goes back to that they've got so many weapons over there. 5 guys to throw the football, and all of them have hands and have the ability to catch it. Privet with a low squibber. Roll inside the 15. Bobby Williams trying to get a return there, but that ball out at the 11.
Those kind of kicks are sometimes the most difficult to field, and that one went right through his hands out of bounds.
It's like a slow roller to shortstop there. Yeah, sometimes they're hard to handle. Take some tricky bounces there. So Coach Fritz on the sideline sends Josh Sasser in with the play. And now Vidalia really with their backs to the wall here. They really need a big score here. Really need to drive the football out of their own end.
And we'll see if they decide to keep it on the ground and get those fullbacks pumping again, or whether or not they're going to have Sasser try to mix it up a little bit and go to the air a little bit more.
Travis Beatty, the big fullback, 2 touchdowns against GAC in the quarterfinals, the second coming in overtime. And that was the difference maker. And this time over the right side, that's Roundtree who gets the carry for a couple.
You know, Beatty has had he's had a couple of nice runs here where he's picked up some significant yardage, but you go back to their win over Greater Atlanta Christian. We've got player limping off. I believe that's Roundtree. Yep. His 2 runs were, he had 2 touchdown runs against GAC, 1 of 2, 1 of 4. So he's the kind of guy you're going to hand it off to, obviously, when you need short yardage. Right now, they need some long yardage kind of plays.
Exactly. Second down and 9 right here. Charlton County anticipating run. They've got about 8 or 9 guys in the box. Sasser looking to throw. Has a man and a little too tall up at the 30 for David Hart. Well, that's it for quarter number 3. Again, Charlton County up 22-9 on Vidalia as we get set for the final 12 minutes of play from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. We'll be right back. Again, state semifinals are on GPTV.
Ask him to change the ISO on it.
"12 minutes to decide things here in the first of 2 AA state semifinals this weekend on GPTV. Again, game 2 of 10 here at the Dome for our GPTV television crews. You get a look at some of the Charlton County faithful who have made the trip up from Folkestone, and right now they're liking what they're seeing. 22-9, Vidalia with the football to open the fourth quarter. Sasser looking long. He's got a man complete at the 30. That's Damian Turner, the 5'11 senior, who makes a big grab right there for a first down.
Well, you know, as much as we've talked about Privet Bridges, Damian Turner is the go-to guy for Sasser. Sasser rolling out, spies his favorite receiver. Turner comes over, makes the catch, avoids the tackle there from, I believe that was Boatwright. It was actually Harry Martin. He was able to break that one tackle and pick up a few extra yards. So they get the chains moving. And they're going to need some more plays like that in order to get back in this game.
Turner did a nice job of coming back to the football. He didn't wait on that football to get there. He came back to it. Otherwise, Martin might have had a pick. As it was a big play and a first down. So ball at the 35. And some movement right there. As Sasser's brought down, ball on the ground there. But Mincy, number 5, has continued his big ball game this afternoon.
Early flag put this play to rest. Sasser rolling out.
Illegal shift on the offense is declined. Second down.
Now, Sasser's a big, about 6'3", 215. Sasser's a load to bring down back there in the pocket. Right now, you're in a situation with 11:24, Dave, where you almost have to throw the football. That you've basically now taken Beatty and Roundtree and those big fullbacks just about out of the game right now.
Well, you have. I mean, you're in the final quarter. You've got a little over 11 minutes. You need some points. You're down 22-9 right now, and you don't have a lot of time to mess around keeping it on the ground.
Second down and 20 right here. And Turner's tripped. Actually, Gaddy checked that 31 is tripped up, but once again, Mincy, number 5, getting a good push up field.
He really has. He's been causing problems for Vidalia throughout the entire ball game, going all the way back to the first quarter. And that time makes a nice play jumping through the defensive line and making a big key stop.
There you go. Again, the winner of this ball game will meet the winner of tomorrow's Decatur-Buford contest. Two 13-0 teams going at it, and that's going to be a very fun one again for the state championship right there. Class AA bracket. Third down, and better than 20 right here, and a throw long down the field. Had a man momentarily at the 42 there. That was Turner, number 16, who's pretty much been the main target today. Sasser, you saw him right there getting up off the ground, and now things are starting to heat up a little bit. Charlton County's starting to put some pressure on.
Well, Sasser had the right idea, and that ball was just overthrown by, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 yards. Otherwise, it would have been a nice pass play. And that brings up fourth down, so we know what's coming next.
Yeah, 4th and 23. And Beatty back to boot it away. And if you're Charlton County, that's really the only time you want to see him on the field is when he's back there to punt. Harry Martin, number 15, back. A little bit of pressure there. Good punt. Inside the 35, Martin with room, 45, and up to midfield. So not a bad return at all, and Charlton County will have excellent field position with 10-10 left in the game and a 22-9 lead.
And the one saving grace for Vidalia, they know pretty much Charlton County's not going to run the football, so if they can just stop the pass, keep them from picking up any huge chunks of yards, they could get the ball back pretty quickly.
Much different Charlton County team in 2003 than we saw back in '99 with that state championship. They have pretty much primarily been able to throw the football. First down and 10 here. 4 receivers near side. Harry Martin with the reception at the 45 down to the 43. And what I was going to say is these kids right here, these seniors, were 8th graders back in '99 when that championship came on around there. So they're used to seeing it happen.
Martin sets up. He's wide open. Nice catch. Able to pick up a couple of extra yards. Actually a 7-yard pickup that time for Charlton County on that pass play.
So second down and 3. After that reception by Martin, Williams in motion this time. And they're going to throw it to him. And it's complete at the 40 and out of bounds at the 36. And that's good enough for a first down, gain of 7 yards. Bobby Williams with the hit on defense.
Well, we've said it all game. Justin Williams outstanding with the ball after he makes the reception. And he picks up another big first down. He was very successful with that on the last drive for Charlton County. Nice spiral thrown. Williams with the catch. Able to pick up a few extra yards, key extra yards. And as I said, the first down for Charlton County.
Privet out of the shotgun once again. Williams in motion near side. Leaving trips up top. Thrown across, that's Williams, 35. Still on his feet, going to be just shy of the 35. 267 yards passing today for that Charlton County offense.
Williams cuts across the middle. Nice pass, nice reception. A little bit of jersey grabbing going on there. Kind of brought him down a little sooner than I'm sure he would have liked.
You know, we talk about those 2 losses. You get a look at the passing yards. Again, 99 for Vidalia, and again, the 267 for Charlton County. And even in that loss to Valdosta, of course, who will be a 5A semifinalist tomorrow, 252 yards passing in that game for Privet. So even in those 2 losses against those big 5A schools, Charlton County still had success. Here, Privet being pressured, trying to find some daylight. Vidalia strings the play out to the sideline, and an excellent job right there by that Vidalia defense. Martrell Franklin pushed him out over there on the far side.
A lot of running to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's what Privet does that time. Could not find an open receiver. It was kind of helter-skelter out there downfield. So he decided to go ahead and cup the football and head over to the sideline and just got back to the line of scrimmage.
Vidalia's defense has been their strength all year long. 5 shutouts defensively. Charlton County, though, in control right now. Third down and 10. He's got Martin inside the 25. And a big play right there, and another third down conversion to Martin, who picks up 13.
Well, Privet back, eyes his receiver. Beautiful, right in the numbers. Nice catch. And another first down. You know, they're throwing the ball a lot, but it's not really been for short yardage for most of the game. They're picking up some sizable chunks of yards each and every time he goes to the air and a catch is made. If not, Williams will catch it and get extra yards after the catch.
82 yards receiving for Harry Martin. Across the middle, that's Williams who had it, dropped it, and they're going to call that incomplete, or they're going to call it a fumble. A fumble recovered by Vidalia, and a big play there by that Indian defense. They'll have it at the 21.
No turnover is big, especially at this juncture in the ball game. Down to 7:43 to go. Again, Privet throws across the middle. Nice catch, but could not absorb the hit, or should I say the white jersey dragging him down from behind. It was Travis Beatty, I believe.
Turnovers, one apiece now. Coach Rich McWhorter grimacing over there on that sideline momentarily. Coach Fritz now trying to fire up that offense. First down and 10.
Well, turnovers are great. They're even better if you can take advantage of them.
And this time, quarterback is David Hart. The backup, he will go down. Hart's played wingback all day, but lining up at quarterback right there, and sometimes Vidalia will do that. Get a little bit more speed maybe back there in that backfield, and Hart again likes to run with the football, but Mincy, number 5, all over it.
Also getting some pressure back there too, number 63, Stephen Nettles. We've called his name a few times this afternoon.
Vidalia, they've been in this position before. They actually trailed in the quarterfinals against GAC in the fourth quarter. But Coach Chupp of GAC said, hey, size, speed, and physical play up front, the difference for Vidalia. They're very physical. Hart again at QB, throws a pass complete at the 15. Somehow or another, Sam Dixon stayed on his feet, made a good play to get some of that yardage back up across the 20, but it's still going to be third down and long right here.
Well, key too to get out of bounds and stop that clock at 6:56. Again, as we've talked about, Williams for Charlton County. Nice catch here, and then able to stay on his feet and pick up a few extra yards before he got drilled out of bounds.
In the first ever matchup between these two, Charlton leading at 22-9. Just under 7 minutes left in the game. Hart again looking to throw. Now being pressured. Big rush. Gets it out of there. Oh, and Gaddy dropped the football. Forward pass there. No fumble. And Hart really took a shot at the tail end of that play inside the 5. He's just now back on his feet. Norris Milton with the pressure.
Charlton County's defensive line's done a very good job here in the second half of penetrating the offensive line of Vidalia and getting back there and getting some significant pressure on Sasser, really not allowing him time to set and find his receiver. And that's going to force them right now on 4th and 9 to punt the football away.
Yeah, Beatty inside the 10. Harry Martin back deep, a little bit of a Charlton rush, but he gets it away. Shorter kick. This one doesn't quite take as much of a roll, and Charlton will have excellent field position at the Vidalia 43 with 6:42 in the ball game. And if you're Charlton right now, you're looking for that knockout punch.
Well, you really are, and as you said, you could ask for better field position. I think they've spotted it, what'd you say, in the 43-yard line? Yep. I mean, the way they throw the football, the way they're able to pick up yards, the way Privet's able to spot any of those 5 receivers that are out there for him. This is excellent position for Charlton County at this juncture of the game.
You're going to put the ball right at the 41. Going to say it was touched by the Vidalia player there. So high formation, and now Charlton County may be content to run the football, and that's the first time we've seen that today.
Of course, we're talking about the 5 receivers, and they come right out of that at the 43-yard line, and they've got a 2-back set. Maybe they want to run some clock. Maybe they feel they've got some confidence in those backs and that they can go ahead. Lemuel Walker on that carry. Maybe they feel like they can run a little bit of clock here in the latter stages of this game.
Yeah, Walker, just a freshman. Of course, we're going to see a couple of good Walkers this weekend. We'll see Darius Walker of Buford tomorrow. And this Darius Walker breaking Herschel Walker's all-time touchdown record. But this Lemuel Walker right here, I'll tell you what, 5'8", 180-pound freshman, good-looking athlete. He'll be around a while. And he gets the carry once again, but this time Vidalia's D is all over it. That was Eric McClendon, big number 98, who we haven't caught a lot of today. Charlton's done a pretty good job of running away from him a little bit. Of course, just throwing that football, a lot of quick strikes, really trying to take that pass rush out of the game.
Walker that time on the handoff tried to go right up the middle. McClendon said he'll have none of that. He kind of ran to the right side, which is McClendon's side, and McClendon just brought him down pretty quickly.
3rd down and 6 right here. Again, Charlton County 44-13 over Wesleyan in the quarterfinals. Privet threw for nearly 300 yards in that game. Bridges had a dozen receptions. Now Privet under pressure, avoids a tackler. He'll run and will slide just shy of the 1st down, it looks like, right at the 32 or 33. Had to get down almost to the 31 for the first, so he's going to be a little bit short here.
I just love Privet's mobility. Just look at how he avoids that one tackle. Look at that, sidesteps one defender right there. And that was Jordan Wilkes. And then he's able to get awfully close to a 1st down. Looks like it's 4th and 1.
Yep. Probably going to keep that offense on the field right here too. I mean, with 4:45 left, you get the first, you keep on driving. If you don't, well, then Vidalia's still got to go 70 yards down the field. Looks like they're going to run that clock on down there. And a timeout going to be called by Charlton County. So a pair of Indians squaring off today underneath the roof of the Georgia Dome. Coach Rich McWhorter's team on top 22-9 with the football. 4:33 to go, and Charlton County trying to get back to that state championship. As you mentioned, Dave, this is a team that's loaded with tradition. They've been here before, and a mainstay in the playoffs year in and year out.
Well, they were in the semifinals last year, and they won the state championship in 2000, 18-2 over the last 2 years. Making sure that they know what they want to do here on 4th and 1. Again, I go back to one of the newspaper reports that I read. Coach McWhorter said, you know, they lost 12 starters off the team last year. He really didn't know what to expect, didn't know whether or not they'd even be capable of getting to where they are right now. What a surprise that they've been for him.
Definitely have. Vidalia, meanwhile, their only blemish, if you will, was that season-opening scoreless tie against Swainsboro 0-0. Of course, a new overtime this rule this year in high school football, more of the college overtime, except they put the ball into 15 instead of the 25. I'm wondering if we're going to see that any this weekend here at the Dome. That'd be pretty exciting. So 4th down and a yard after the timeout. Charlton's offense on the field. It looks like we're going to go to the short to I formation we saw in that 2-point play in the first half. Hard count by Privet, and they're going to hand off to Walker. Breaks a tackle, 1st down and more inside the 30. Martrell Franklin had to bring him down, but Charlton County keeps the chains and the clock moving.
Well, another outstanding run by the freshman. Takes the handoff from Privet, goes right up the middle, busts a couple of tackles. Finally brought down from behind, but getting enough yards to move the chains and to keep that clock running. Just over 4 minutes now to play.
Charlton County again defeating East Lawrence, Mitchell Baker, and Wesleyan along the way. Again, we give to Walker, who's hit immediately and taken down by Franklin once again. Vidalia, of course, handling Irwin County in the first round, of course, defeating Americus by 6. A very exciting ball game there. And, of course, the double overtime thriller last week against GAC, and that was a real big character win for Coach Fritz and this football team to be able to battle the way they did, trailing in the 4th quarter of that game. They've seen adversity all year long, despite being 12-0-1. They've had to overcome a lot in these playoffs. The town of Vidalia's gone crazy, too, over this football team. Christmas lights with VHS around the town. Walker again drugged down, no gain there. Vidalia's defense doing a good job. Josh Harrell, number 8, the linebacker on the stop.
Well, Dave, if most people were familiar with the town of Vidalia because of the obvious connection to the Vidalia Onion, you can add this football team now as another point of distinction for the town of Vidalia.
A lot of the South Georgia teams taking the momentum back, too, in 2003, especially with Parkview and some of those teams getting knocked out. A shift of power, if you will. Of course, coming up, Later on tonight at 8:30, highlights from the Dome with Jim Ginocchio following the Quad A game each night. 2 days full of high school football right here on GPTV. 3rd and long, and a good play defensively over the top right there, and that was Patrick Jordan, number 3, who knocked that football away. Looking for Bridges again.
Nice anticipation by Jordan as they watched Privett's direction as he looks back across the other side of the field. Of course, they have an inkling that Bridges is going to be the intended receiver. Jordan did a nice job jumping in from behind, getting a hand up and knocking that ball down.
4th down, 11 right here. Decision time for Coach McWhorter. I think they'd probably go for it right here again. Just try to run some more of that clock. If they're able to pick up the first, they're probably just about to run it out the rest of the game there. And now whistles come flying in there.
Dead ball foul. Delay of the game on the offense. Still 4th down.
Like this 4th down try a little further back there. What's your take on this turf? Have you been down there and walked on it any?
No, I haven't been on this particular turf, but was up at Western Carolina, and of course that's an outdoor stadium, and they've got very similar turf. Everybody that I've talked to at the fields that I've been to that have it, they love it. Right. As opposed to the old conventional turf.
Exactly. Privet out of the shotgun, looking 4th down and about 16 right here, going to the end zone and knocked away, nearly intercepted by Chris Ledford. And the ball will go over, and Vidalia will be back on offense here with 2:31 left in the game. Georgia Public Broadcasting would like to say a special thank you to our Murrow Society members. Again, GPB's Murrow Society are the elite contributors whose commitment to public broadcasting ensures that we can continue to provide quality radio and television programs to all Georgians. For more information about the Murrow Society at Georgia Public Broadcasting, just call 404-685-2581. And once again, thanks for supporting GPTV. So 1st and 10, Sasser from the 35 throws it out short in the flat. A big play. Mano-a-mano, Devon Whitley right there on the hit. Sam Dixon on the reception. Charlton County got the better part of that one.
Nice throw a little bit out of the flat that time. Nice catch, but nowhere to go as Whitley was right there following the play from the get-go. And they lose a few yards on that one.
Coming on down to the 2-minute mark in this one. Vidalia needing some points and needing them in a hurry. 2nd down and 10. Sasser again out of the gun. Trips near side. Being pressured, steps up. Has no one downfield and nowhere to go with the football, and he's taken down. Big rush there. Dustin Nobles, number 11, one of the first guys there. And a good rush by that Charlton defense.
Mincy also involved in some of the pressure. And you can see he gets flushed out of the pocket immediately. Has to break to his left. Nowhere to go. Nobles there along with Mincy to close things out. Maurice Doles also got in there kind of late. That's been the difference too, is that Charlton County's been able to get a lot of pressure when necessary on Sasser, not allowing him to have time to set up and spy his receivers. Of course, it's kind of been the exact opposite. Vidalia's been rushing 3 at times 2 this afternoon, and Privet's had all day to throw.
Listening on the huddle there, Coach McWhorter. Flip side of that, Coach Fritz.
Look at the 2 seams. That safety's going to be in a bind. Hit the one where he's leaning. Hit the other one. Wherever he's leaning, hit the other one. As soon as you get off.
Timeouts remaining, 2 apiece. That last play, Sasser rolled left. He was pressured that way, but all the receivers were to this side of the field, so he just had nowhere looking downfield. There was nobody in that zone. He would have had to have thrown back across the field to hit somebody. 1:44 left in the game, still not over with, and as we've mentioned, Vidalia has certainly faced some adversity this year, but they're going to need some big plays, and again, those 3rd down conversions key here. Vidalia is 5 of 15. And this is a 3rd and 16 right here. Sasser again out of the shotgun. Looking, being pressured, he is hit. Ball is loose, and I believe they're going to say that was a fumble.
I believe that was a fumble. There were a lot of black jerseys in there. Again, flushed him out of the pocket. They brought him down. Now, he threw that ball I think they're saying no, but
they're waving it off.
It did look from our vantage point like he tried to throw as he was being brought down.
Right. We'll look at it right here.
We'll see it again. Again, immediately flushed out of that pocket. Look at all those black jerseys in there. Look, maybe his knees were down.
That was close. Close play right there. These officials have done a great job here today. They've thrown a lot of penalty flags, but really keeping this thing under control here.
They've been busy.
Fourth down at 16. Vidalia with a minute 36 going for it. Sasser looking, has a man deep in the flat, and it's, dropped. Damian Turner had it. I couldn't tell if Martin got a hand in there and knocked that thing away or not. On fourth down, the ball will go over.
Well, this one could have kept the drive going. Tough drop there by Damian Turner. Right in there on the numbers, or just above the numbers, and he just wasn't able to hold on.
Martin able to get a hand in there as you get a look at the torn jersey of quarterback Josh Sasser, and just a tough day, especially in the second half. Charlton County really putting the pressure on. They've been getting to him. And it really caught up on this last series or two. Vidalia really unable to do anything, much like they did in that first half. What a season for those guys, though. Coach Fritz doing a remarkable job. Fourth season as head coach, and 46-1 overall coming into this one. Right now, though, Charlton County trying to put her away. That's Walker, the freshman. A couple of tough yards down to the 27. Kyle Wilkes made the stop.
We haven't seen too many pitches this afternoon. That time Walker able to pick up a couple on that particular play. Maybe picked up a yard or two. Looks like he picked up a couple.
Timeout on the field right now. And Charlton County trying to get back to that state championship. As we mentioned, some record setters this year. Jeff Hamilton, 9 interceptions this season, breaks the school record of 8 previously held by Muhammad Abdullah, who's now at the University of Kentucky. So Jeffrey Hamilton, number 38, has certainly made some big plays back there this year. Jeremy Prevet, though, of course, pretty much taken a lot of the headlines this year with his season performance of over 3,300 yards. They're going to look at Walker again. Coming up later on here, Washington County and LaGrange going at it in the first of 2 AAA matchups. That'll kick off at approximately 3:40 this afternoon, running a little bit behind here at the Georgia Dome. Walker again on the carry, but a good open field tackle by Sasser, the quarterback, who's still in there on defense, and he's a tough kid.
Got to be a warrior to be in there. You've just been sacked a couple times in your last possession on the offensive side of the football. He's got that torn jersey that we saw just a moment ago, but yet there he is in there with the defensive unit, still trying to make things happen for Vidalia late in the ball game. Nice tackle on Walker that time by Sasser.
It's again a timeout called here, and that was Vidalia's last timeout. As you get a look at the story here, again, Charlton County still with 2 remaining, but right now with 70 ticks left on the clock here, they just want to run this thing out, get on out of here, and start thinking about state championship. Of course, tomorrow we'll see Buford, who's a 2-time defending state champion. They will actually play for their 4th state championship in a row if they can win tomorrow, and then of course defeat Charlton County, it looks like, of course, next week. But Buford, of course, #1 all year long. But tell you what, don't count out Decatur. This is a team that, again, 4-6 last year. They're riding a wave of momentum. That'll be a good one tomorrow. Third down right here. Again, Walker, the freshman, on the carry, drives ahead. Going to be shy of that first down. But the clock will continue to roll inside of a minute. And Dave Garner, Dave Cohen with you. David Zelski on the sideline here today, doing an excellent job. Want to say hi to our entire GPTV television crew. They've done a great job bringing the action into your living room today, and right there on it.
Certainly Walker has gotten quite a few carries here in the latter moments here in the final quarter. Good to see the freshman get in there and get some significant playing time. With him, you're looking at the future of Charlton County.
Exactly. So 4th down, and it looks like a timeout going to be called right here by Charlton County. So they're going to talk things over here and take a look at what to do here on 4th down and 3. And Privet again over 7,000 career passing yards. As we mentioned in the quarterfinals against Wesley at almost 300 in that ball game right there. Harry Martin, 6 receptions for 41 yards in that game against Wesley.
We ain't through till it's 0-0-0. All right? Y'all with me? Let's go now. Hey, we worked too hard. Worked too hard. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hey, come here. Come on, baby.
Hey, get a little fast, Coach. Get a little fast.
Last one of the season, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go.
And that has been the trademark of Coach Fritz, Vidalia Indians all year long. Never give up. Play till it's 0-0, and it's paid off for him. Again, 12-0-1 coming into the Dome. Right now, though, the Charlton County Indians can feel it as the celebrations begin a little bit there on the sideline. 4th down play right here. Walker trying to turn the corner. 20 is hit hard by Patrick Jordan. And I believe he's going to have the 1st down, and that should pretty much do it right here.
Yeah, nice run by Walker. You can hear the helmets and the pads crashing against one another up here in the booth. Tells you how hard they're still playing down on the field despite the fact that the clock is running and for all intents and purposes this game is over.
Fans are on their feet from Folkston, and the celebration is on as the final 6 seconds roll off the clock here inside the Georgia Dome. And that's going to do it. The Charlton County Indians will play the Vidalia, or actually beating Vidalia Indians. Charlton County will play the winner of tomorrow's game between Buford and Decatur for the AA State Championship. And there's the final, 22-9. Charlton a winner today here inside the Georgia Dome. And an unbelievable performance. We'll take a timeout and be right back to wrap things up from the Dome. Right after this, you're watching state semifinals on GPTV. Jeremy Privet's 283 yards, the difference, and 3 touchdowns as Charlton County wins at 22-9 to advance to next weekend's state championship. David Zelski's on the sideline with Coach McWhorter.
Coach McWhorter, did this go exactly how you planned?
I tell you what, we prepared well for this. Our kids have been getting better and better each and every week. And I tell you, we just, I don't really want to say our guys played well. It's nice to get in some warm weather because throwing the ball in this cold weather these last couple weeks has been tough. But our guys came in, and I tell you, we had a great trip up. Everything went according to plan, and our fans came all the way down from all the way up here. And I tell you, it's just a great day, great weekend for everybody. And I'm so proud of our kids, and I'm proud of our community. We get to play one more.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Congratulations, Buford or Decatur. Here we go.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to wrap things up. Again, Dave Garner, Dave Cohen with you. It's been fun. Again, we'll see you tomorrow for the second half of the AA equation. Stay tuned. Again, kickoff of AAA coming up approximately 3:40. Jim Janaki will have the call. Till then, take care, everybody. You've been watching State Semifinals on GP TV. Stay with us.
This broadcast of the 2003 GHSA Football Semifinals has been provided in part by George's Electric Membership Corporations, IBEW Local 613, South Trust Bank, Kroger, your Dodge Dealers of Georgia, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and by State Farm.